Welcome to the Enhancement Talent Podcast.
Any man with 2 hands has a fighting chance.
You're only half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do.
What?
You are a sniveling little suck-up sellout full of suffering succotash, son.
What?
I'm not burning with you.
Give me a hell yeah.
We are back and better than ever. Welcome everyone to the Enhancement Talent Podcast, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. We appreciate you stopping by. I am your host, Brock Fluker, and I am joined by Chris Kirby.
Yay, go me.
Yes, getting into a Super Bowl Sunday weekend. Had the Rumble last week. It's like my favorite 3 weeks of the year when you have, as a football fan and a wrestling fan, you have the conference championship games, then next week the Rumble, and then the week after that the Super Bowl.
Works out good for you.
It's a nice 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, a 7-hour Royal Rumble. I reviewed that on my own on a Sunday night. We'll get Chris's thoughts on that in a minute. I do also want to mention that I have $100 on the Rams, so go Rams.
Go Rams. Wait, they're going against Patriots, right?
Yes.
Go Rams.
Go Rams.
Check the ball before you start the game.
This would be New England's 6th Super Bowl win if they win, all under Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go Rams.
Take his knee out. Someone needs to sweep the knee.
No.
Take the penalty, but it'll be worth it.
It'll be more than a penalty. They'll get banned from the league for that.
Pull a Titus and trip and fall and dive into his legs.
Yeah. So, in how we're gonna start this, I did want to start right away with talking about the news this week that Dean Ambrose is reportedly leaving WWE when his contract expires in April. It was originally reported by Wade Keller of the PW Torch, and later WWE released their own statement and confirmed it.
See, I haven't seen the statement from WWE yet.
And not only I think they gave the statement to Keller and he reported it, but then they also tweeted it on their official Twitter account.
Oh.
And
I'm too old for Twitter, so I don't know that.
And, the statement just said that he'll be leaving when his contract expires in April, and they're appreciative of his work, and they hope that one day he'll come back, was essentially their statement.
Which I hope he does one day.
He'll always be remembered and a big part of WWE's history with his involvement in the Shield.
Yes.
And, I'm sure eventually, I'd assume one day they get inducted into the Hall of Fame as a unit. I would think.
I would think so, with everything they've done together.
Yeah. Then that's even farther down the line. I'm sure Dean could still come back one day to work for WWE.
Yeah, and it might, from what I've read, it's all over, most of it's over just creative control.
Yeah, and that was...
And the way his character is going.
That was one of the things that, I don't remember if Keller originally reported it or if it was something Meltzer added in The Observer, was that when they talked to an anonymous superstar in WWE, that they said that it's well known that Dean hates, quote, hokey shit.
Mm.
And he's had a ton of that.
That's all he's had since he turned heel.
Yeah, with the injections and the gas masks and
just everything,
everything else. And he's always said himself that he hates scripted promos, and that's a lot of, and it's like he's so good off the cuff.
Yeah,
that he's someone that should have that liberty to be able to ad lib and make his own stuff. But yeah, that's
not with McMahon there.
No, it's just a build-up of things, I'm sure, for Dean. And In 2017, he was, and really throughout most of his run, he was the workhorse.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2017 was when he wrestled 204 matches over the course of the year.
That was when he wrestled the most out of anybody.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
And you think about that, 204 matches in a 365-day year.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah. And, of course, he got injured in 2018, came back, had the heel run, and, us and others anticipated it being special with the way that they turned him heel with the involvement of Roman Reigns and his leukemia announcement, that it was going to be something different, and it just ended up being
boring.
Yeah. And, it is a shame, and I think that Dean has... I mean, I never want to say that, but I feel like he's been phoning it in recently. Like, if you look at that match he had with Rollins on the pay-per-view, whatever pay-per-view it was, TLC.
Oh, God.
I think. And really before that, I mean...
Ever since he turned, he just hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, did he even want to turn, or is it something McMahon wanted?
Well, I think he probably wanted to, but he just probably envisioned it differently.
It just didn't go as planned.
Yeah. I would also point back to in 2016 was when he won the WWE Championship, the first and only time he did that.
Yeah.
And that was in that time when he did the infamous Stone Cold podcast on the network, where Stone Cold called him out live, and like I would say he buried him, really. I mean, he said that he was resting on his laurels and he needs to push the envelope more.
Oh, wow. I missed that.
Oh, that's one you got to go back and watch. Just go to that on the network and just watch like the last 5 minutes.
Well, I'll watch the whole podcast.
But really, the whole thing was awkward because Steve wanted to talk about Dean's upbringing and his childhood and all that, and Dean clearly just wasn't comfortable talking about it. And so the whole thing was awkward. But then the end just went into rude, I thought, by Stone Cold to do that, and Dean was visibly pretty upset.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that one.
Yeah, and he also talked about the match he had with Lesnar at WrestleMania in that podcast, and that he had a lot of ideas for that match, and said it could have been like the craziest match of all time, but Lesnar just didn't want to do anything.
Of course not. He doesn't even want to show up.
Well, I think at that time was right before he was going to go back to UFC to have that fight.
Oh, okay.
So I would think he was probably protective of himself at that point.
Well, that could be. But
nonetheless, just a lot of things. But what I also do want to talk about here is that it's been speculated, and really I thought this when WWE put the statement out themselves and on their Twitter page that this could be a work.
Yeah.
And if you hark back to like 2012 with the CM Punk contract expiring and he wins the championship and walks out.
Yep.
Now, I don't think that that's what they're going to do with Ambrose, but it's curious that they never do this. Like, they never announce that someone is leaving before their contract is up.
They announce it afterwards.
Yeah, and they do the bland statement, such and such has been released, and we wish him the best of luck in his future endeavors.
Yeah. I've never heard of them announcing it months beforehand. Except, like, with Lesnar, there's always speculation.
Right.
But other than that, no one's ever been announced that they're leaving months before they do.
Yeah. It is just an odd thing. Like, my initial thoughts are that it isn't a work, just because I don't see where they'd go with it. But I don't know. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it sucks. I like Ambrose.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Does this mean, though, that Renee Young will be leaving?
Well, that's another thing. I don't imagine she will, because I'm sure that they have different contracts.
Well, yeah, I'm
and
sure.
Maybe at some point she will, but hopefully it's not a situation where one leaves and then the other one is like lambasted for it.
Yeah.
That they get sucked into it, like an AJ Lee thing.
Oh, yeah. Wish AJ come back. I like AJ.
Yeah, but that's about all the news that came of this. Do you have any thing to add to it?
No, I didn't really read a whole much about it, so I don't have anything that you didn't cover.
All right, so let's talk about the Royal Rumble.
Let's talk about it. How about you guys at home? You want to talk about it? Good. You don't have a choice but to listen.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So, 7 hours of this show.
Wow. And only like 2.5 of wrestling.
5 o'clock to 12 o'clock midnight on the East Coast.
Oh, wow. It didn't get over till midnight?
Yeah. I mean, if you were in the UK and watched this live, then rest your soul. You probably were done at like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So, overall, what were your thoughts?
Overall, I thought it was a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Better than pay-per-views have been lately.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I didn't really have a problem with much. I mean, most of the matches were pretty good.
Yeah.
The pre-show matches kind of sucked, but that's pre-show.
Yeah. 2 of them did, at least.
Yeah, 2 of them did. I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I mean, most of the matches went good. I didn't see really any problems.
Yeah. I agreed with most of the results.
Yeah, for most of them.
And,
of course, I got them wrong, but
yeah.
I still agreed with them.
You went 5 out of 9, and I went 7 out of 9.
You cheated.
How can you cheat on predictions?
You guessed them as you were watching them.
Okay, that makes no sense, but okay.
Hey, nobody was there to prove me wrong. It was just you.
There's audio of me.
Oh, damn, that's right.
Yeah, so kind of run down the card. We had the pre-show, the makeshift team of Scott Dawson and Razar against Gable and Rude.
And what's the point?
Well, because Akam is injured, you see. So
why not just give it to the Revival?
It didn't make any sense.
It did. And as expected, because of that, we knew what was going to happen.
And Rude and Gable ended up winning.
Yeah. You're not going to drop the titles to two individuals from 2 different tag teams.
Well, it wasn't a title match. It was a...
I thought it was.
No, the stipulation was that if Razar and Dawson won, then each of their teams would get a title shot.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a title match.
No.
Well, either way, I didn't.
And it does beg the question, like, if Akam is injured, then what use is a title match going to have for AOP?
Well, they'll have one in the future.
Yeah. Nakamura versus Rusev, I thought, as far as the matches they've had, I thought it was a good match.
The match itself was good.
But the perplexing ending was that Nakamura ended up winning after Rusev knocked Lana off the apron by accident.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's what she gets for being on the apron. She shouldn't have been up there.
Well, Nakamura was trying to cheat.
And I get that. But you don't have to be on the apron.
Lana took her heels off, like, to throw them at him.
She can't do that from the floor?
And my favorite part, though, was that Rusev knocks her off the apron, and his words from the ring to Lana on the outside were, "Lana, get up." And then
broke her ankle. She can't get up.
Yeah, I know. And then Nakamura hits the Kinshasa to the back of the head and beats Rusev. And
I mean, the only thing I had to say at that moment was, great. Another 4 months with no U.S. title matches.
Yeah, I mean, my immediate thought was that this would be a transitional reign. except I thought like it would be Mustafa Ali to beat
So a younger
Nakamura.
star.
Yeah, it didn't end up being that, but I was half right.
You were half right. I am 100% happy about it, about what happened.
The Fatal 4-Way Cruiserweight title match was Buddy Murphy versus Akira Tozawa, Hideo Itami, and Kalisto. Murphy wins.
Tommy, I think he's getting released.
Yes, he is out of there.
Is it
as well.
official?
Yeah. I'm not sure if he already is or if he has to wait any amount of days, but I know that it's official.
Okay.
But this was a good match, and Tommy took the pin.
That inverted Hurricanrana from Tozawa
Yeah.
onto Murphy. Oh my god.
Yeah, there was so much good stuff.
That was just crazy looking.
Like, this match was, there wasn't a storyline for me to follow. It was just, here's 4 guys, and here's a bunch of cool moves.
Here's 4 cruiserweights, here's a title, go do something.
Yeah. I felt like this should have opened the main show when I saw it.
It almost could have. I would have rather seen, like, the Bar and Shane on the pre-show.
Yeah.
Instead.
But they're not going to put Shane on a
Oh,
pre-show.
no.
He's the golden child.
I'm surprised he wasn't the last match. I'm surprised they didn't go an extra hour just for him. But, I mean, it could have been on the main show and it would have been okay. It didn't hurt anything by being on the pre-show, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is, this is going to sound bad, but it is just the cruiserweights. And I say that because they're not televised. And people don't know them.
Well, yeah, that's part of the problem, though. And that could be a reason to put them on the main show. But the other thing, though, is that, and I don't know how many people know it, but that the pre-show has more eyes on it than the main show.
Really?
Yeah, because it's not exclusive to the network. They have it on their YouTube channel and everywhere else.
They used to have it on TV.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still do or not.
Yeah, I don't know. But they have it all over the place, so more people do see it than they do the actual pay-per-view.
Mm.
So I guess it does make sense to have them on there where more people can see them and be intrigued to watch 205 Live.
That could be. And at least they were the last ones on the pre-show.
Yeah.
And instead of, like Rude Gable and Rosario Dawson, they were the first ones.
Mm-hmm.
And people there's not even half the audience there.
Yeah.
It's not even halfway filled up, and they're trying to wrestle.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point?
The famous one, I think it was SummerSlam like 2 years ago. I can't remember the match. I know the Hardys were in it and the Miz was in it, and it was a 6-man tag, and it was the Hardys versus Miz and someone else, and I think it was when the Hardys were like tagging with Jason Jordan,
Okay.
and it was maybe it was the Miz Taraj. I'm not entirely
Probably.
sure on that, but there was the opening match of the pre-show, and there was literally no one there. Like, there was all of less than 100 people in that crowd.
Oh my gosh. That's why I want to get there early.
Yeah. When we get to Mania, well...
Oh god, we're going to be there so early. We're going to need a pillow just to take a nap before the show starts.
Yeah. I did kind of wish I was at this show just so I could have the Royal Rumble burger.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't know if you watched the pre-show enough to see the Daniel Bryan promo.
Yes, I didn't listen to all of it, but I did listen to some of it.
And he had the Royal Rumble burger there.
Yeah. It's a big-ass burger.
Yeah. A burger topped with fried mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Like, not on the burger. It's on top of the bun.
Yeah, like with a toothpick or something through it or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was pretty weird looking. I'd eat it.
I would have ate the hell out of that thing and died the next day and been happy.
Oh, you wouldn't have ate it that long.
The point that someone that I did see was that this show was 7 hours long, and if you ate that burger, like you're gonna need a few restroom trips.
Yeah, you're not gonna make it all 7 hours.
The main show kicked off with Asuka defending her title against Becky Lynch. And Asuka won with submission. She tapped Becky out with
Asuka lock.
She had the Asuka lock, and then Becky tried to roll out of it, but then Asuka sort of like bridged into like a variation of the Asuka lock, and Becky tapped clean.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of notes on this one.
I thought it was a good, like, hard-hitting match.
It was. I did notice towards the beginning, Becky landed a right-hand punch on Asuka, which would have been Asuka's left-hand side. But yet, when the punch landed, Asuka grabs her right side. Yeah, I know, stupid crap.
Minor detail.
But the big exploder into the barricade, that made my back hurt. Just watching it.
It was a really good match. Well, it was a good match, I guess, but it was perplexing at the time that Becky tapped out here, and like I didn't like that per se, but I get that they wanted to really affirm Asuka's spot, and they knew that what they were going to do with Becky later would make up for it.
Yeah. Now, was there another wardrobe malfunction?
Apparently, because the screen went black.
And when it comes back, it kind of looks like maybe one of Becky's boobies might have slipped out.
Yeah, there may have been a boob.
Because she was messing more with her top than I've ever seen her do since she's been on TV.
Yeah.
Like something just wasn't right.
I guess we'll never know. We had The Miz and Shane against The Bar for the tag team titles, and I thought this was a pretty good match too.
What was that move that Asuka did to Becky? Off the apron to the floor. It looked like Becky landed on her neck or something.
I feel like they were trying to do like a neck breaker or something off there, but they both
kind of
landed the same way.
Okay.
So it was like, I don't know, maybe there was like some miscommunication and they didn't know which way they were supposed to turn.
Okay.
Either way, it looked pretty rough.
It did.
It looked like both of them just decided to jump off and hurt themselves.
Yeah, it's like, well, we're going to screw it up. Let's just fall. Okay, I was just curious about that. I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. At least it wasn't like the Sasha and Nia Jax spot where Sasha just like power bombs herself off the apron.
Oh, yeah.
And Nia just like lays there.
That was good.
It wasn't quite that.
That's true.
Yeah, so Shane and Miz, they end up winning the tag titles with Miz pushing Cesaro into a brogue kick, and then Shane getting the win with the shooting star press.
Yeah.
The second,
not the coast to coast.
Yeah, the second time I've seen Shane do that with.
I'd rather see that than coast to coast.
Yeah,
he can't do it no more. He just don't have it.
He gets some height on that shooting star though.
Oh, he does get some height. That's for sure.
Like those Air Jordans, like they're
Air McMahon's now.
Yeah, if you remember though, he did pull out the shooting star at WrestleMania 33 against AJ Styles.
It's been a couple of years, yeah.
Yeah. But either way, they celebrated with the Miz's dad.
Yeah, I didn't see anything major to note. Just, the Miz took most of the damage.
Yeah.
Which is given. And that's usually what happens when the underdogs win.
Yes.
And look what happened. The underdogs won.
Yeah. And Shane was the conquering hero.
Oh, of course. But I kind of enjoyed watching them do it as a team, though.
If you'd have told me, like, last year that Shane would be a champion and I'd be okay with it.
You would have just told me a couple months ago.
I would have adamantly disagreed. Like, there was no way that I could have gotten behind Shane McMahon being a champion, but here we are.
I'm behind it.
I'm completely cool with it.
I like it.
And I want this to end with, like, Miz's dad low-blowing Shane.
See, I really thought it was going to be one of those where, like, the Miz or McMahon would just turn on each other in the match.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting on the whole time was, maybe going for a tag and you jump off the apron. Just something stupid, but something to screw your partner.
Well, if they are going towards a Mania match with Miz and Shane, then I think you do need to have them team a little longer.
Yeah, if that's what they're going for is a Mania match.
Which, I don't know if they are. I remember before that the report was that Shane was going to turn heel, but then it was later reported that was scrapped. Yeah. So, who knows?
Yeah, they don't know.
Let's see. We had Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks.
I thought it was a pretty good match.
I've seen very mixed reviews of this match.
I've seen a lot better from both of them. I've seen worse from both of them.
Like, I've seen every review from it was good, it was great, it sucked. Like, it was all over the place.
So what's your take?
Well, I really liked it.
Did you?
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Like, it was a bit clunky at times, and I think that does happen with Ronda's matches sometimes, but
I think that's just inexperience.
But they're always like good in the ends, even through that. And this one, it was again sort of like the Asuka and Becky match. It was a pretty hard hitting match.
Yeah, I mean,
really, any Sasha match is going to be a hard hitting because she has a goal to kill herself.
But the armbar that Banks had on her, was so deep.
That was a good one.
That even my shoulder dislocated, and I don't know how the hell that hers didn't dislocate.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that was a lot of this match was trading submissions and Sasha coming out with the arm bars of her own.
Yeah, and then Rousey trying to get the tap on the outside on having her submission on the outside.
Where was it? I'm trying to remember.
I'm trying to think. All I've got is doesn't Rousey know she can only win in the ring? And I remember
that like a count out spot or something?
No, I thought she was trying to tap Banks outside. And of course, it doesn't matter outside of the ring.
Yeah.
But it was a submission move. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, I vaguely recall it.
Yeah, she did some submission move on Banks outside, and I mean Banks was tapping. I thought.
Yeah,
but
I think
it doesn't matter because it wasn't in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you've been in.
I think that might have been where they did the count out spot where Sasha gets back in the ring at 9.
Oh, that might be.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that might be it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a hell of a match, especially by Banks. I really didn't expect her to put up that much of a fight.
Yeah.
I really didn't. But,
yeah.
I mean, I don't see anything like over the top. It was an average match, but good.
Yeah.
I mean, but it might be setting up for is the 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen.
Yeah, that's what they did after the match where they shook hands, but then Sasha did the 4.
Which I was expecting on Monday night as well.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen.
But there was an off-camera bit with Bayley and Becky where they both did the 4, but it wasn't on camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then how do you know?
Because I saw it on Twitter.
Oh, okay. So it's on Twitter, so it must be true.
Well, it was a video of it.
Oh, okay.
So
somebody's
I saw
a cell phone video?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that makes me think, I mean, that could be a good WrestleMania match.
It's not the Mania match I want this year.
No, but I think it'll be more towards Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Which will be fine with me. I'll wait that long.
And I think, what are their names? Duke.
Baszler.
I know Baszler. It's Duke and Chauffeur.
Yeah.
Those, like, they're still very early in their training.
Yeah, they still need some time in NXT.
So, I wouldn't want to rush that.
No, they may not even be this year.
Yeah, and the report is that Ronda might leave after Mania this year. So
I saw that, but
who knows?
I find it hard to believe.
Well, it's always been said that she wants to have a family and have kids.
But why would you only want to make your dream come true for a year?
It's better than not doing it at all.
Well, why not have your family and then make your debut so you can do it more than a year?
Well, she can always come back.
Yeah, we saw that with Brie Bella, didn't we? She had a baby, and we've seen her, 3 times in 2 years?
Well, Brie's doing other stuff.
She has a Brock Lesnar contract.
Brie Bella is a different animal than Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, she has outside stuff that she's doing. But when it comes to wrestling, which is her passion, and she was going to come back after she had the baby. Well, at the time it was.
I think attention is her passion.
But, I mean, she was supposed to come back after her baby. Look, where's Maurice? We only saw her a couple times after
Well, she wasn't a wrestler for a long time anyway.
Well, that don't mean nothing. She's still a wrestler.
Like, when she came back with The Miz, she was never wrestling, except for, like, the odd mixed tag match.
Okay, so that's all she was there for.
Yeah, so she was really just managing. him. And then after she had the baby, then that was it. And
But, I mean, why does Rousey need to go? And I know she wants to start a family, but you should have done that last year before you came to WWE.
oh, that's such a...
I'm not saying it to be mean or disrespectful, but
That's such a...
she's such a moneymaker that why would they agree to sign her for 1 year and let her leave?
Well, in
Just to start a family? Okay, I get that. You can start a family under contract. They do it all the time. I mean, come on.
Yeah, she can have her maternity leave.
She'll have her Lesnar contract for 10 years and she'll be okay. By then, the kid will be old enough to take care of himself.
In Ronda's own words, it is her vagina, and she will do as she pleases.
Well, that depends on if McMahon lets her go home.
But either way, like, even if she does leave, it's been a good year.
It has, but it just sucks, all this hype of bringing her in and trying to push her up, and for what? Just to let her go?
Well, if the end result is that she puts over Becky at the end, then it was really well worth it.
How is it worth it to get the push on one star with the money they've spent on Rousey?
Well,
and I don't mean just paying her, but TV time and all that.
Yeah, they've invested a lot in Ronda
for a year.
Yeah, and if she loses to Becky, then that will transfer to Becky.
I don't think
and it will be a star-making win.
I don't see it. Not to me.
Why not?
Because I already see Becky as the top tier like Rousey. So it's not going to be a star-making win when she's already a star.
Yeah, but if she beats the cash cow of WWE, the one that they've protected for so long, she hasn't been beaten one-on-one, that would show that not only are the fans behind her, but the company is fully behind her.
How'd that work for Charlotte and Asuka? When Charlotte beat Asuka?
Yeah, but that's a different thing. Asuka...
It's different only in the fact that Asuka's not a household name.
Yeah, Asuka was undefeated, but she wasn't the name value that Ronda was.
I don't know. Maybe it's just agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I don't see why they would do something like that for that much money and that much hype. Just to, oh, well, you can leave now.
Well, she's assumingly drawn a different audience in. So
yeah, as we saw on Monday when she came out, which we'll get to.
Yeah,
but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but that's a different thing altogether. That's a live attendance thing.
No, I get that. But we'll just agree to disagree on that aspect of Rousey.
All right.
I don't think we'll ever get to see each other's point of view.
Maybe not.
And that's cool. That's what this show's for.
Maybe we'll get there at Mania. You'll come around.
Or maybe you'll come around.
Unlikely. I don't change my mind. There was the Women's Royal Rumble match after this.
All
of the women's matches were like rated the first half in the show.
The women stole the whole show.
So I thought this was where the show started dragging, though.
It did take a while.
Like mostly the first half of this match was just tedious to me.
Yes, but okay, I've got to say it, that botched kip up by Lacey Evans.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about that.
I mean, come on, really?
Yeah.
I mean, did she even get off the ground? It looked like a reverse worm.
Yeah, she's not off to a good start.
No, and sadly, I didn't even like her character in the TV show Glow.
Yeah.
And it's the same character. Really, if you watch Glow, you'll see her in the same crap.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I think she stole that crap from Hollywood.
Yeah, so some of the things throughout this, there was Alicia Fox fighting with Maria Kanellis over a hat.
Liv Morgan in and then out.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Who was that by?
I don't
even remember.
Yeah,
Natty, maybe?
I think it was Natty. I think Natty took out both of them.
Yeah.
If not all three of them.
Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. There was Zelina Vega hiding under the ring to be confronted by Hornswoggle.
Yeah. Oh, wait. That's like down a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Xia Li from NXT.
Yeah, Xia Li.
I actually saw her in the Mae Young Classic, and she is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe not so much in this kind of match, but like a one-on-one, she's pretty damn good.
There was Casey Catanzaro, who
Oh God, yeah,
I liked. She is tiny. Like she is.
Yeah, she's like 4'10".
She is shorter than Zelina Vega.
She makes AJ Lee look big. I mean, that should tell you right there.
But she is exceedingly athletic, as was shown in this match.
Yes. I was happy with the Iconics being taken out simultaneously.
Oh, yeah. Billie Kay came out and said that she was going to wait for Peyton.
Yeah. Well, I just meant after they got flipped over the top rope and they were both on each side of the corner posts.
Yeah.
And then they just both got kicked and out they go at the same time. I loved it. I couldn't ask for much more.
I don't know why they didn't win, to be honest.
Do I need to slap you? Or make you watch the whole damn show again?
They're going to win the Elimination Chamber. You wait.
Okay. I'm going to say it right now. Naomi is the Kofi of the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they had a few of these.
They did. Casey had her own. Casey had a great
Ember
one.
Moon had one, too, where she holds on with her feet on the bottom rope, holding her up from hitting the apron.
Yeah.
Or the floor.
Like her tiptoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Naomi did the thing where she, how did she get thrown out at first? I know she ended up on the guardrail, but I don't remember what she did to get there. It was,
she was thrown out, but her feet didn't touch.
Yeah.
Or her one foot didn't touch. And she was able to get to the guardrail.
Did someone push her off when she was on the steps, too? Or was that later?
I think that was later.
I don't remember.
I'm not sure.
But, I don't know if she did it intentionally or not, but when she's, like, walking the tightrope on the barricade, she either slips or acted like she was going to slip.
Yeah.
Either way, it worked.
Yeah, but it just...
Because I was just like, whoa!
There was a lot of the what I call Kofi moments.
Yeah.
And especially, like, Casey.
Yeah.
I thought hers was awesome.
Yeah, she lands on the floor and then, like...
up against the barricade.
It scooches her way to the post and wraps her legs around it and just uses her...
She walked on her hands to the post.
Okay.
She was at the barricade, and she used the barricade with her feet to get herself up on her hands. And she just walked on her hands to the post and then wrapped her legs around it and pulled herself up.
Used her core strength.
But, I mean, if she's the only one to win in the Ninja Warrior?
Yeah, I think it's the only woman to complete the course.
Yeah, and her size is amazing.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't look like she'd be able to break a green bean. Let alone doing a whole course.
Yeah.
But good for her. I hope she sticks around. I really do. I'd like to see her more in the main roster later on.
Yeah, I'm sure she's going to be in NXT for a while.
Yeah. And Rhea Ripley, another one I love to watch.
Yeah, she was nice. The end, though, was where I really bought into this, and it became a really good match because they had Lana come out at 28, I think. And she's...
28 or was it 29?
It was 28 because Nia comes out at 29.
Yeah, Nia came out at 29.
And Lana is limping her way to the ring with like wrap around her ankle.
Oh yeah, like 3 pounds of tape on her ankle.
Because you see she fell from the apron to the floor.
Yeah, she fell down, go boom.
Yeah. So Lana is made of glass, is my conclusion.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because this is the second time that they're doing this with Lana, that she's injured over nothing.
Which, honestly, I'm fine with. In this match, I'm okay with. She is
more fragile than a referee in the Attitude Era.
Oh, wow. That's harsh. But true. But harsh. Oh, wow.
Where they just get struck once and they're out for like the next 10 minutes.
Yeah. Like the Hell in a Cell match with who was it? Was it The Undertaker?
It probably was. It's a Hell in a Cell match.
And maybe Rollins or something like that, where Dean Ambrose and Rollins or whoever was stuck on the cage at the end of the show. Fighting.
Oh yeah.
And everybody, it was Strowman.
Yeah, the Strowman-Roman match.
Yeah, okay, Strowman-Roman. And they're just laying there for 20 minutes.
And then it's like McIntyre, Dolph, and
Yeah.
Rollins all
Yes,
fighting.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the Hell in a Cell match that didn't have a winner.
But can we talk about Hornswoggle here?
Yes, we can talk about
How
that.
awesome was it to see Horny under the ring? I mean,
It was something else.
It was weird to see him with that kind of hair, but it was just weird that he just chased Zelina Vega
Yeah.
in the ring. She got thrown out of the ring.
Yes. And then
He
she
went
still
out of the
chased
ring and still chased her up the ramp.
him.
I wish they would have followed up with that.
Yeah.
Did he find her? Did he get a hold of her? What did he do?
The world will never know.
Did he bite her ankles? I mean, what?
Yeah, but nonetheless, the end of this with Lana being hurt and she's getting tended to by referees when Nia Jax comes out at 29 and she sees Lana in pain, and Nia was just like, okay, well, I'm going to hurt you more. And she did some leg drops on her ankle and took out Lana, and that would lead to what would happen later is after Carmella enters at 30 and we think everything's all well and good, Becky Lynch comes out and she says that she's going to take Lana's place because she's injured.
And who?
And
Fit Finley?
yes, of all people, she is arguing with Fit Finley to be allowed in this match.
Did he train her?
I don't know.
I know he's been involved in a lot of people's training.
I thought you were just saying that because they were both Irish.
Oh, no, I knew they were both Irish, but no, I actually thought he did train her.
Yeah, so Finley, producer Finley, who he and Jamie Noble are the ones that always come to the aid of injured wrestlers or help break up fights.
Yeah. The most noticeable ones, anyway.
It's my favorite gag, though, is that I saw it on Reddit like years ago where it says, "My name is Finley, and I love to break up fights."
That's good.
But Finley decides to allow Becky to enter the match.
I guess he has the authority.
I guess Finley is a McMahon now.
I mean, maybe he had an earpiece in. Like the referees do. But it was a good call, though. I mean, why not have somebody take the match? Otherwise, it's a 29 superstar Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Yep. So Becky enters, and the story comes full circle when it's Nia, Charlotte, and Becky are left, and Becky is on the outside when Charlotte gets Nia over the top and onto the apron, and Becky pulls Nia to the floor to eliminate her.
Yeah.
Which I loved what they did with Nia here because it was perfect, like, heel comeuppance, because Nia has no one to blame but herself for Becky even being in the match.
Yeah.
If she didn't attack Lana, Becky wouldn't have been in the match.
Well, I mean, really, I don't think she even needed to attack Lana. Because Lana wasn't going to make it out of the ring anyway.
Well, she might have.
But, I mean, really. I mean,
I'm just saying it came full circle.
Yeah, it did.
And that makes it come down to Charlotte and Becky, the two favorites, of course. And Becky goes on the steps to re-enter the ring, but Nia pushes her off, and Becky hurts her knee.
Yeah, that's where... Is it legit or no?
I doubt it. I haven't heard anything about it.
I hadn't either.
I'm sure it's a work.
Okay.
But
she sold it really good, though.
Yeah. And they're about to just announce Charlotte as the winner because Becky can't go in. But she runs in, hobbles in.
Yeah.
And Becky was great here because she was just like, I'm not letting you take this from me. And it's always, there's a good story with those two.
It is, but it's getting so played out, I'm tired of seeing the same story.
Yeah.
It's like watching the same episode every day of your life.
I do agree with that. But
I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a great Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And props to Natty for lasting almost 56 minutes.
Yep.
55-58, I think is what they declared it. which is unheard of for a female to go that long in a match.
Yeah. Sasha went somewhere around there last year.
Yeah. But Sasha don't count this year.
Well, she wasn't in the match.
Yeah, no, that's why she don't count. Although I will say there was no legends in the Rumble.
Yeah, and I actually like that because
I liked it. I was surprised
because
it was okay.
When you do the first one, it's good to have that. Like the way they did the first one was it was like a celebration and a showcase.
Yeah.
Of the past and present.
Yeah.
And this one was more about
present
the future. Yeah. Where you got your NXT and NXT UK and all sorts of things like that.
I was okay with it. I'm sure they'll bring back the legends for the next Evolution.
Yeah.
But I was surprised that they didn't have any in there.
Yep.
It just threw me off guard. Like, wow, not even one.
Yeah. I was waiting.
Not one Lita, nothing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, other than that, though, it was a good match.
And Becky does eliminate Charlotte on one leg.
Yes. Which is, okay, I'll give it that. I mean, it was kind of weird how it went down, but, with the whole Lana issue. But
yeah.
It's okay. It went down all right. I mean, not a bad match. Almost a page worth of notes just on that one match. So, for me, that's a damn good match.
Yeah. So, after this was the come down. They had
Extreme.
They had AJ versus Bryan for the WWE title, which was a well worked match.
Yeah.
It was fine, but
it was slow.
Yeah,
very slow.
It was slow, and I still enjoy it but at that time, for them to go 24 minutes after that Royal Rumble and the conquering moment for Becky Lynch and the crowd going crazy for that, it was whatever came next was gonna have a come down.
And I think that's why they ended it the way they did. Because it was such a dull match. They had to have controversy.
Yeah, that's right.
They had to have. They had to do something to bring the people back into the show.
Yeah, the surprising finish was that there's a ref bump and everyone's down, and Eric Rowan, of all people, or just Rowan, I guess. Is there any...
Well, he was introduced as Eric Rowan.
Yeah, but then on SmackDown, he was called Rowan again.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They last named him on SmackDown.
Everyone was just going to have one name. That's it. And if there's two names...
It's like they forgot that they got rid of his first name.
I don't get it. First on Apollo, then it's Apollo Crews, then it's Apollo, and then it's Apollo Crews. Now is it Eric Rowan? Is it Rowan? Is it Red? Is it Eric? Is it Rowan? Which one is it? Yeah. I mean, they're making so many flip-flops on names, I don't even know what to call these people. Like Contender 1 versus Contender 2.
Yeah, it's definitely an oddity that will never be understood, but nonetheless...
leave it to McMahon.
Rowan choke slams or like palm slams AJ Styles. Like he has him like grasped on his face, choke slamming him.
Yeah.
And that is what allows Bryan to crawl into the cover and win.
I didn't really care for the whole match.
No.
It was so damn slow.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just to the point where, yes, I skipped a lot of it because it was so slow.
Yeah. It was...
putting me to sleep.
Yeah. It didn't really have any favors by going that long.
Or being after the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
They should have, they should have did the Women's and then the Men's Rumble match back to back.
Yeah.
They should have done all the singles matches beforehand.
Right, and then just have the two Rumbles at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been a bad idea.
I think it would have been better.
Yeah, or I think the better match would just have been to flip this and have the Balor and Lesnar match after the Rumble because it was so fast-paced.
Yeah, that could be.
And I think it would have gotten the crowd more involved.
That could be, because it was a very fast-paced match with Finn and Brock.
Yeah, and that's our next one, the second
that was a good
match.
transition.
Yeah.
We planned that for you at home.
Exactly. Yeah, this one was only almost 9 minutes.
which is actually longer than I thought it'd be. Really.
Yeah.
But I mean, my main note is I expect Brock to make Balor look strong, but win in the end.
Yeah.
And hey,
that's what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
And Brock did a hell of a job selling in this match.
Oh yeah.
And they used the real life diverticulitis that Brock has.
But did that cause any damage to Brock? Because he was showing.
Well, in this match, I don't think it did, but.
Well, I'm just saying because he's never shown any kind of pain like that before. Even if it wasn't real, he's never shown it like that. He's never played it up.
Well, he does at points. Like, I can recall.
Not like that. Not where every time his midsection's touched on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, he's never been able to not do his suplexes.
Mm-hmm. And the way they did it was that, like, Brock takes the announcer's table apart.
Yeah.
And he charges at Finn, but Finn, like, gets out of the way, and Brock goes stomach first into the corner of the announce table.
I still think it was nuts first. If you look at how he hit it, he is too tall for his stomach to hit that corner.
And then Balor pushed him into it again. And
after that, it was all Balor.
Yeah, and Balor had his run. He does his drop kicks and hits the coup de grace.
I thought he had it.
And Lesnar kicks out at 2. And as soon as because earlier Brock tried to do the F5, but he couldn't do it, and he tries to do his suplexes, and he can't do it.
Yeah.
So the way I looked at this was like Brock couldn't do any of the moves that he normally wins with. So he had to go to his last resort to beat Balor, which was as soon as he kicks out, he transitions right into a Kimura.
Yeah.
And the Kimura, they haven't, I don't think Brock has used it in a while.
I think the last time I saw him use it was against Taker.
Yeah.
I don't think he used it against Strowman.
I thought he did it once.
Did he once? He might.
I don't think it won the match, though.
Okay, that's why I don't remember.
But nonetheless, like, it, and I saw some people complaining that they tapped out Finn, and it wasn't a good way to do it. But the way I look at it, Finn took everything away from Brock, so that was Brock's only option to win.
I would have, of course, I want to see somebody beat Brock, because he has no business being there.
But if you were told that Brock is going to win, then this was the way to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, again, why do we have to have Brock Lesnar as a fucking Universal title champion? Again, every month it's the same thing.
Well, now Rollins can beat him.
Oh yeah, we got to wait another 3 fucking months before we see that one.
Yeah, but you'll get to see that one in person.
And that's true. And then I get to be let down in person when Brock wins again. Just because they're not going to let Lesnar lose.
If he loses to Rollins, then I'll give in to you. A little bit.
He's not going to lose to Rollins.
I would be... Well, I mean, I said this when he faced Roman, but I'd be surprised if he doesn't lose.
I'd be surprised if he does lose. Because McMahon is so far up his ass that he's going to stick around as long as McMahon's wallet's open. They don't care about what we think. They don't care about having a Universal champion on TV. It's a paper champion. That's all he is. Yeah, I hate that little bastard.
But he did pretty damn good in this match.
Well, I mean, I'll give it the match was good, yes. I'm not denying that. I'm disputing the fact that Balor lost. And not that I'm diehard Balor, because we know I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd rather see Ellsworth win over Brock Lesnar. It's just getting old. I mean, why do we have to have the same crap? It's the same matches, whether it's men or women. You know, we're always seeing Asuka, Charlotte, and Becky. We're always seeing Lesnar overcome every obstacle because, well, he gets paid a lot and he's a part-timer. So he can do that. Or what about the diehard fans that spent their life loving this shit? And then we get treated like this. To me, it's a low blow as a spectator for 30 years. And I know you don't have 30 years of experience watching because you're not even that old.
Yeah.
So maybe you just can't see it as I do. Because, I mean, I've seen this stuff so long and been let down so much, but I've never seen a champion hold a title for 500, almost 600 days and only have 10 to 12 title defenses.
Yeah, and I won't, and I haven't disagreed that it's not that it's not the right move, but I also have to look at it as a realist, and like I get what they're doing. I don't really care for it, and I'd rather do something different. But I also have to give the credit where it's due, and that is that every match that I can think of, mostly that Brock has, it delivers.
I'm not saying the matches don't deliver. He is a good entertainer when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah.
But he's not around enough to be champion.
Yes.
It's a total slap in the face, kick in the nuts to those who watch year after year after year, decade after decade. And we're seeing, oh, well, you have to defend every 30 days. And, they just said that not too long ago about another champion.
Yeah.
And, well, if he has to his contractual obligation to defend his title, where in the hell is Lesnar's obligation?
Yeah.
How can you have two set of rules? You're such a hypocrite.
I think there is a better way to do Lesnar as champion too.
Yeah,
but
strip him of the title.
Well, no, but let me let me roll with it. That what they don't do is that when Lesnar isn't there, it's like he's an afterthought. Like he's not talked about. He's there. There's not storylines that still involve the championship.
But there can't be because
yes, there can though.
There's no championship.
There can though. If you do, like, let's say that Lesnar is going to have a match at he'll have a title match at the Big Four pay-per-views and one of the B pay-per-views every so often. If you build around that and you anticipate it and you build the storylines around who will get the title shot at that point, then I think it can still work. I don't think it's long-term the best thing, and for him to have it for 600 days isn't ideal, but I think it could be done differently and made more intriguing on a week-to-week basis.
That would require him to show up every week. If you're going to be my champion, you got to show yourself more than once a month or once every 2 months. I mean, how are you going to be a champion and not show up? Otherwise, you're Shinsuke. I mean, at least we saw him once in a while. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, I don't know. I'm just getting tired of the same shit every day, every month with wrestling.
I don't know.
It's the same matches. It's the same champions. They just rotate the belt. Who's going to have it this week? Except for the Universal, because, well, McMahon's in love with Brock to the point they might as well get married. Yeah, this gets me fuming.
We have this debate every week.
And I love it because it's so debateful. It's a way for me to get my stress out.
I do wonder what they'll do with Brock when he does lose, though. If he's still around.
I don't wish ill on anybody, but I'd like him to, get a leg injury or something to where he can't defend and he has to lose that title. And not enough to, really hurt him, but enough to where he has to drop it.
I'm audibly shaking my head.
Yes, you are, but that's true.
That doesn't appear on audio, but...
You're not audibly shaking your head.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just getting old. I mean...
All right, let's get to the end.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
The men's Royal Rumble match.
Can you believe this? Can you believe it? Double J, Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
That's J-E, double F, J-A, double R, E, double T. Yeah. Sorry, I haven't heard that in years.
1 and 2 in this match are Elias and Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, which, okay, given, it's obvious why. But come on, it was still fun.
And they're going to do a duet.
Yeah.
And I think this is where Elias turned back heel.
Yeah.
And he did it more on Raw, but this is where I said that Elias turned heel.
Which he needs to be healed. He doesn't portray the good guy.
No. I think it was more of an impulse move after they knew that they weren't going to have Reigns, that they felt like they had to turn someone babyface.
Yeah.
And Elias had the crowd support, and he still does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's still over with the crowd. But it's just not the same.
Yeah.
He plays a better heel.
Yeah, his gimmick is built to be a heel.
Yeah. But, I mean, then again, on the flip side, it's not, because he's always getting interrupted.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be the heels messing with the face.
Yeah, that's also true.
So, I mean, it could go either way, though. But I think he's a better heel.
Yeah. I cannot remember a lot of the early parts of this match.
Let's see what I got here. Jeff Jarrett's in the Rumble, and he's gone before number 3 comes out.
Yeah, Elias hits the guitar over his back.
Gender in and gender out.
Yeah.
Eliminated by Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, Johnny Wrestling made his first main roster appearance. I was happy for that. There were some good NXT pops for me with Aleister Black in there too.
Yeah, later on. Yeah.
Oh yeah, commentary sucked.
Yes.
Because they brought in, I think it was a 4-man booth with Cole, Graves, JBL, and Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
And Jerry Lawler, I love Jerry.
Yes.
But he clearly does not know who anyone is.
No, he's just out of touch with the people. That's all it is.
Because my main point of knowing that was when Kurt Hawkins was in, and Michael Cole mentioned something about how he's lost like 200-some matches in a row.
256.
And Jerry Lawler was just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, how do you not know that?
I was like, okay, Jerry Lawler does not watch WWE anymore.
Then we see Hawkins hiding under the ring.
Yeah. And
he got in the ring and then went through the ropes, not over, so he's still legal. Just hiding under the ring for a minute, and then what do we get? Titus World Slide.
Yeah, and he walks to the stage, and then he says a prayer, and then he runs.
Yeah.
And he sees Hawkins under the ring.
As he gets to the bottom.
So then he, on his own choice, goes under the ring this time.
Yes.
And chases him out. But then Hawkins eliminates Titus.
Is that a victory for Hawkins?
No, he did not win the match.
They mentioned it on the show, too.
He celebrated and then got eliminated.
Yeah.
I don't remember by who. It might have been like Joe or McIntyre or someone. Ali
thrown right into the turnbuckles by Joe. Oh, yeah, because that's where I wrote, I think he's dead.
Yeah, Ali eliminated Joe for his sort of revenge in that storyline.
Yeah.
I do remember No Way Jose and his Congo line, and then he got eliminated in a second.
I think he beat Santino's 1 second
may
record.
Have.
Because Santino holds the record for 1 second.
Yes.
And I think he might have actually beat it.
Yes. And Samoa Joe clotheslined him over the top. And then as he was leaving with his Congo line, still dancing, Drew McIntyre came out and beat up him and his Congo line.
Most of it, yeah.
The rest of them were hiding in fear.
I see, I've got Kofi was on a roll. I'm guessing that has to do with outside stuff on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Because he did a lot on the floor this year.
Yeah. I didn't really think there was anything too inventive.
No, nothing inventive. Just
like
a lot.
Woods helped him on the second one.
Nothing.
And Woods got eliminated in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, it was not... Honestly, I think Casey did a better job on the floor than Kofi.
Yeah.
Which, it's fine. Kofi's got enough of them days.
Yeah.
I mean, I could watch his stuff for hours and still not be tired of it.
Yeah.
Joe and McIntyre.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a hell of a one-on-one match?
I'm sure it would.
Wouldn't it just be, 2 heavy hitters? I just think that'd be a nice match to see. Dream match.
I can't... Do you remember who McIntyre ended up getting eliminated by? Because I felt like he should have been in the end. Oh, yeah, it was Ziggler. Ziggler came in late in the match.
Yeah.
And eliminated McIntyre.
I might have it down here. I'm not sure. I've still got all the... This whole page is the Rumble. Front and back. Holy crap.
Ziggler, who said in an interview that he's on a hiatus from WWE and that he wouldn't be in the Royal Rumble, and then he was in the Royal Rumble. So imagine that, a wrestler lied to us.
Let's see, we saw Andrade, No Cien Almas in the match.
Andrade.
Ali, Andrade, Pete Dunne.
And Andrade and Ray went at it again.
But I'm liking the way the future's looking for the stars.
Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff.
Just with those three, Dunne, Ali, Andrade.
Oh yeah,
just looking at those three, you can see where the company's going.
Yes,
and it's looking good.
Yeah, and Pete Dunne is like really young too.
Yeah, and Aleister Black,
and he just gets it.
I've seen a couple of his matches on NXT.
Yeah,
and they are always good.
Yes.
Of course, we know our truth is number 30.
This is where
we'll get to that. But
okay, keep going.
Before I knew what was going on. I actually thought John Cena was still going to come out at 29 because I didn't know until after I watched it that he was actually pulled from it.
Yeah,
because they
announced it before the show.
Okay, you see, well, when I skip around so much, I miss that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought he was really going to be 29 because. He doesn't have to film his movie until the 1st of February.
Yeah.
So I figured, why not put him in the ring? But maybe that's because he signed the contract for the movie and he can't get hurt.
Yeah.
That's what I guess. And then, like you said, Ali eliminated Joe. Apollo is out by Corbin.
Oh, yeah, Corbin.
Oh, God. Gargano popping his fingers back in place.
Was that Gargano?
That's what I've got.
I thought it was... Black that did that.
Black caused it. I thought Black caused it.
No, it would have been Dunn that caused it because he's the one that does those finger manipulation things.
Yeah, I've got Gargano. I mean, I might have written it wrong.
Yeah,
it's possible.
I think it was Dunn that did it to Aleister Black.
Okay.
But
Either
I'm not
way,
sure on that.
It was a nice touch. It made the move feel more effective.
Yeah. That's one of Pete Dunne's things, is that he just manipulates the joints and bends fingers and all sorts of things.
I do have a note up here for some reason. Oh, yeah, it was just because I was out of a room. There was no Intercontinental title this pay-per-view. No match.
No.
Which is surprising.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley was in the Rumble and he got eliminated in like 12 seconds.
Yeah.
And then he put Rollins through a table.
Yeah. But, I mean, I know we've got all these accomplished superstars in the ring.
Yeah.
Or in the Rumble. A lot of newcomers. I would have liked to see a younger newcomer win.
Yeah.
We're always seeing the big name, top dog people win. Orton, Reigns, Rollins. We're seeing all the big people win.
Mm-hmm.
Let a nobody win.
Yeah, that's how I always feel because...
That's how a Rumble should be.
Yeah, because
underdog.
A Rumble, in theory, and it never actually goes like that, but in theory, it's something that anyone could end up winning.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a thing that is a lot more about luck than skill.
Yeah.
And in kayfabe.
And it used to be like that. Back in the day, you'd see a lot of unknowns and lower card people win. But now you know who's going to win. Just look at the card.
Give me an example.
Well, I'm just going back early in the day. I can't remember names. Man, I can't remember yesterday.
Because I can't think of any.
Well, there's some from back in like the 90s.
Like
that you just couldn't tell who was going to win because, back then they didn't let it be known.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it is now where, well, we know who's going to win. All you got to do is look at the card, find 3 names, and pick one.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those 3. I just want to see even somebody like Apollo, which I've covered.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would be a good winner. He doesn't have the matches that others do, but he's not given the opportunity either.
Well, one of the things I thought of was that if Ali won and he faced Bryan at Mania,
that would be a good match.
Yeah,
that would have been a good match.
We've seen them a couple of times.
Yeah,
it would have worked.
But they put on good matches though.
Yeah,
I don't mind seeing the same match over and over if it's good. And they can't be the same outcome every time either.
Yeah,
you can't have Bryan wins. Hey, there we go. Bryan wins again. Hey, Bryan wins again. If you switch it up, then it's okay. It'll be all right. And then we got Lashley. Okay, Lashley's out by Rollins.
Yeah, then he puts him through the table.
Yeah. And here comes Strowman taking Cena's spot due to his quote-unquote injury.
Yes.
And out goes Corbin immediately by Braun.
Mm-hmm. And
there's Ziggler who eliminates Drew.
Yeah, I felt like Drew should have been one of the last ones. Like, if I were doing this, I would have done the last three being Drew, Braun, and Rollins.
See, I wouldn't have had either one of them in the top last three. Because if it was up to me, I'd have somebody...
Well, with the results being what it is.
Then, yeah. With the results, yes. And then we got R-Truth, who comes out.
Yeah, so this is where things get wild.
And now, when R-Truth and Carmella won the Mixed Match Challenge, and they got pulled into number 30 because they won, I thought, who cares?
Yeah.
Because it's R-Truth.
It's R-Truth and it's Carmella.
And it's Carmella. They're not going to let them go anywhere. They're mid-carders at best for their careers. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with that. It's just how it is. But then what happens? Nia Jax comes out.
Yeah, so out of nowhere, Nia takes out Truth. And I was, like, on the floor watching this. Like, I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. Because they go further than they really have in a while.
Ever. I don't think they've ever gone this far.
Yeah, with the man on woman.
Yeah, because it's always the women making contact with men.
Yeah.
Not vice versa.
Well, I mean, you can go back to Attitude Era, and every week Stone Cold would stunner Stephanie or Linda or whatever.
But she's you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, but
it's not in a match.
Yes. So Nia takes Truth's spot, and she comes into the ring, and the first thing was that Mustafa Ali ends up getting eliminated because he wouldn't hit Nia.
And you got to give it to Ali. He was in over 30 minutes.
Yeah.
In his first Royal Rumble.
Yeah, he had a good showing.
But really, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you going to let Nia Jax enter a men's Royal Rumble? Men. As in male. Not female.
So are you on the side that did not like this?
I did not like it.
No, I thought this was
because
awesome.
The way I see it, the only way I would have liked it is if they had a man enter the women's Royal Rumble.
Well, that's a whole different thing.
How you figure? So are you sexist because you're going to let a woman do it but not a man?
Yes.
And that's what I didn't like. Because we both know it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
A man would enter the women's Royal Rumble. But yet, it's okay for a woman to do it.
Well, yeah, and it's different when China and others did it because that was the only Royal Rumble that was.
Yeah, that was the only choice. But, like, when China and, who was it, Beth Phoenix, I think it was.
Yeah, and Karma.
And Karma did at one point. But they've got, I'm not going to say the size advantage, but, like, Beth Phoenix and China had more of the muscular build than Karma or Jax.
Right.
And no offense to them, but they're manlier looking. You know, they fit in.
Well, I would say China is.
China is more than Beth Phoenix. But, just with Beth's big muscle arms and stuff, she was
more masculine.
Yes. I don't get just, there's Nia Jax. Oh, hey, go beat up R-Truth, take a spot. I don't agree with it. To me, it almost totally ruined this whole match.
Huh. Yeah,
because you'd never see it reversed.
It's an interesting thing, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but I enjoyed it just because of the pure shock that I had watching it.
It was, I'll admit it was good shock value.
Yeah.
I don't have to like it, but I can agree with that part of it.
And the way they did it was that, she eliminates Ali, but then after that, it ends up being that Orton is going to RKO her, but she ducks that.
Yeah.
And she gets Randy on the ropes in like a 619 spot. And, she motions to Ray, go ahead. And then she, of course, turns on Ray and puts him up in a powerbomb spot. But then Ziggler hits the super kick on Nia. And then Ray hits the 619, and then Randy RKO's her.
Yes.
And then Ray and Randy work together to eliminate her.
Yes. And then Mysterio baseball slides her off to knock her off the apron because she was still on the apron.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll admit it was a shocking couple minutes.
Yeah.
Something that, we really never haven't seen since Chyna and Beth Phoenix and Karma.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if any of them ever eliminated people. I know Chyna did.
Beth eliminated Khali.
That's right.
By
kissing him and dragging him over.
Yeah.
But I disagree with how they did it because I think R-Truth earned his spot. And I think they actually should have let him. He should have won. No, I really do. Because why not? He is a workhorse. He's a staple of WWE. He's been there for God knows how many years. Why not give him a chance? He hasn't done anything with his career in almost 10 years because they won't let him. Why do we always have to put over the people that are already over?
I don't need to have... No, I agree with having someone else win.
Or, it doesn't have to be Truth.
But with Truth, he's 47, and, we've been there. He's been there for a while.
Yeah, but when's the last time he's won anything? 7 years since his last title.
Yeah, I mean, he was never a main champion either.
He could have been if they wanted him to. Look at Mysterio. He wasn't a main champion either until they gave him a shot.
Yeah.
And all it took was a shot. And people got behind him.
Yeah, but the company was never behind him even when he was champion.
No, but still, he was able to be champion. It may not have lasted forever, but like a Lesnar situation. But he was able to say he was champion.
Yeah.
And in the record books, he'll always be known as a former world champion.
Yes.
It's not like R-Truth. He's just known.
Well, R-Truth had a championship match against John Cena.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
That's all he needs.
But, I mean, what my comments are... One, I've never seen the men's stars intentionally attack a female.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is shocking. But then... that also turns to the equal rights. Okay, yeah, they can be in a men's match. They're going to get hit like a man.
Uh-huh.
Fine. I want to be in a woman's match. Hit me like a woman.
But
it's this...
Here's the thing that I will give it, though, as unconventional as it was and as surprising as it was, I can't say it didn't work because Nia, when she first did the Becky Lynch thing and she broke her face, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And she had that mega heel heat for all of
2 weeks.
A couple weeks and then people stopped caring. If you watch Raw this week, she got that heat back. And I think that was largely because of this performance here.
Yeah, I mean, it might be. It probably is. I could see that. I just disagree with it in general.
Yeah,
because
I get that.
Because you'd never see it reversed.
Yeah.
And if you're going to let one sex do it, but not the other, then you need to be called out for being a sexist piece of shit.
Well, they had,
when's the last time a man's entered a woman's Royal Rumble?
Well, not a Royal Rumble. But
that's what I mean. Not a match, but a Royal Rumble.
You can look at the first ever women's Money in the Bank match that James Ellsworth essentially won.
But never hit any females.
Well, he...
Never hit. Nia Jax
he would trip them.
Trip them, yeah. That's not... I mean, come on. That's outside interference. That's not a man in a woman's match.
Ellsworth is a different animal.
So. Yeah, and look at the build of Ellsworth.
Yeah.
Okay? He's barely a man. With no chin. But we'll move on from that because that'll get me going like Lesnar will. Because I just disagree with it entirely.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just my age and the way I see things.
Yeah.
It might just be an age thing.
Well, you're not alone. There are...
And I'm sure.
And there are people on the other side that thought it wasn't good because they had Nia take that abuse in the end.
It's called equal rights. You want to be in a man's match, you're going to get hit like a man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair and square.
So you can see it, though, that you kind of risk offending both sides in one way or another.
I think they did it thinking they'd piss off the women more because she's getting hit by a man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they really thought about, well, we might piss off men putting her in a men's match because we'd never do it for the other way around.
Yeah.
So I'd really like to talk to creative just to ask one or two questions about that part.
Yeah.
Because I really want to know.
Yeah.
It's weird and it's...
Well, and that is another thing is that they've been more and more dipping their toe into the intergender wrestling.
But until...
And we'll talk about it on Raw, too, with Nia and Ambrose. And what if it builds to Nia versus Dean at WrestleMania?
Well, then we know who wins already. Because we know the plans for Dean.
Yeah.
So why even have that match? Anybody Dean goes against at Mania, we know who's going to win. That's... If they've already called that he's leaving, we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're going to use the next couple months to put
somebody else
over.
over. Yes.
Which is fine, but don't sit there and try and make it a main event match when we know what's going to happen.
Right.
You know, it's not going to fly here. No.
But would that be a different circumstance in your view if they do a singles man versus woman as opposed to the Royal Rumble where you have a distinction of men?
I would not mind that because it would be specifically an intergender match.
Right. Because
it wouldn't be a men's match having a woman come in.
Yes.
If it's a man's match and a woman comes in, I'm going to have a problem. If it's a woman's match and a man goes into it, I'm going to have a problem. But if it's labeled an intergender match where both are going to compete against each other, hey, I'm all for it. It needs to be announced because if it's a men's match, I expect to see men. I don't want to see some frail woman in there get hurt or possibility of getting hurt just because she wants to make a name.
Yeah. But if they were going to do it with someone, Nia was the right person for it because
and
she did work there.
I'll agree. I'll fully agree with that. She is the one to do it. Nobody else could have pulled it off like she did. Even though she really didn't do much but get rid of Ali. But other than that, I mean, nobody else could have pulled it off of attacking Truth.
Right.
And then taking his spot.
Yeah.
It
was convincing.
It was. And I'll give it that. I disagree, but I'll give them that. It was convincing putting her in it. You couldn't have anybody like Kairi Sane do that.
I do remember that I saw people saying that what if Becky Lynch enters because she's the man and she wins?
That would be funny.
If she won the men's Royal Rumble and then challenged Rousey.
And Lesnar at the same night.
Yeah. And she becomes the first ever double
Universal Women's Champion. That would be kind of cool. But, I mean, if you label it an intergender match, I'm all for it.
Okay.
Because it's well known it's intergender. Otherwise, it's just, to me, it's outside interference.
Yeah, I'm fascinated, though, to see where they go with this because it's something that, and you notice that they do, when they do those things, they do it on pay-per-views because it's on their network and they don't have to worry about TV and sponsors as much.
Exactly.
But if they do it on Raw or SmackDown, then you're going to have the USA Network
and all the sponsors
and a ton of angry complaints that go right to USA.
But being on the network, I mean, what are they going to do? Send an email to WWE? I don't like that.
Yeah.
Well, so what?
That's okay.
I don't like half the crap they do either, but it don't stop them.
Yeah. If we emailed WWE every time we didn't like something,
we'd never leave the computer. They get to know us by name and email address and URL address just from seeing it all the time.
Yeah. But, so, I guess we should finally get to how this match actually ended.
Yeah, I guess we should. Orton dumps Mysterio. Andrade dumps Orton. Andrade, Ziggler remain.
Yeah,
which could be a good confrontation.
What was it? Andrade, Ziggler, Braun, and Rollins? Were those the last four?
Yeah, because Braun hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, and then Braun eliminates both of the other two, so it's just Seth and Braun. And
yeah, because Strowman was down on the outside, and I forgot he was still in it when I was writing this. As I'm right, because, I write as I watch.
That is another thing, though. I felt like the confrontation should have been Nia and Braun.
That would have been good.
I would have popped for that.
I'd still feel the same way, but the confrontation
That at least would have been
nice.
a cool moment.
Be like, get your ass out of my ring.
But
And then,
it comes down to Rollins and Braun, and comes down to them on the apron, both going over the top rope, and Rollins hits a super kick and a curb stomp that sends Braun to the outside, and he wins.
Yeah, he had a stomp to Braun on the apron, knocking him off.
Yeah.
Overall, though, I would have to say it was almost an excellent show.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yes, very long.
Only a couple things I would change.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot that I could complain about, really.
I mean, I did think it sucked for R-Truth because he did win the Mixed Match Challenge. He won the tournament, and he didn't get his prize.
Yeah, but he did get a consolation prize.
Is it? But and as we talked about this off the air, and as I've thought about it, is it really a consolation prize getting one compared to the Universal? You're getting a Universal title shot on the grandest stage of all at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And that was stolen from him by Nia Jax.
Well, that's why it's called a consolation prize.
Well, but he doesn't deserve a consolation prize. He deserves the real prize.
Well, I think Nia was just doing him a favor because he wasn't going to win anyway.
Well, neither was Nia.
That's fair.
I mean, what was the point of her coming out? Like, she had a chance of throwing Strowman over the top rope? I mean, he'd just pick his boot up and step on her.
So.
No, I think that's it for Rumble.
Yeah.
Holy crap, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Not bad for a 7-hour show, though.
Yeah.
I really thought we'd go about 2.
We still have 2 more shows to do.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah. So, Raw. Yeah, Raw.
Okay.
3 hours of Raw. 7 hours on Sunday, 3 hours on Monday, and 2 hours on Tuesday. 12 hours of wrestling in 3 days.
Well, might be able to get through this fairly quickly.
Yeah, I'm going to try to.
I know SmackDown will go quick because I've got, there's only 3 matches, I think.
Yeah, so Seth opened Raw after winning the Royal Rumble. He says that he always said he wouldn't do it, but he points to the sign.
Which everybody does.
Because everybody does.
Which is cool. I like how they do it. You win, that's what you're supposed to do.
It's just tradition at this point.
It is. But you don't want to be the one that breaks tradition.
Yeah. And Seth ponders if he wants to face Bryan or Lesnar. And Triple H comes out, and they have a proud father Triple H moments.
Yeah.
But then Triple H tells him that he has to decide tonight. And after that, Dean comes out. And he wants a match with Seth. And Triple H is going to leave without making the match. And Dean just follows him and says, "Do you have to ask your father-in-law first?"
Yeah.
So then Triple H is like, "Give me a damn referee."
Yeah. I mean, it was better than the match they had at the pay-per-view.
It was much, as far as Dean and Seth matches go, it was a pretty good match.
I mean, there wasn't anything spectacular.
Yeah, it was a fine television match.
But the stomp by Rollins was huge, considering that Ambrose was pretty much standing up.
Yeah, so
I mean,
and Dean did the Rock sell of the stunner on that, where he stands back up and flips over.
Yeah. Yes. Good sell. Good sell.
Yeah, and Seth wins clean, as he should, going into his Mania match and building up to that. So, yeah. And it comes back, and Dean is still in the ring after the commercial break.
Yeah.
And I think he's sitting on a chair in the ring, and he says he has something serious to say. And that's when Nia Jax and Tamina come out, because they're scheduled to have a tag match.
Yep.
And Nia pushes Dean out of the ring.
Yeah.
And referees get in Dean's way and get him to the back.
If Nia's going to be able to reach out and assault the men, then I expect to see the men be able to assault the women.
At least Nia.
I mean, no, I mean, I'm not saying, well, Nia hit Ambrose, so Ambrose should go find Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
I'm saying, no, he needs to be able to retaliate against Nia.
Yeah.
I mean, and if a Bliss puts her hands on a man, then it should be expected that a man's going to do the same.
Right.
I mean, come on now. This is 2019. This is equal rights, women's rights. Come on, they have had it for 60 damn years. Equal right. You want equal rights? Put the toilet seat up.
This is going unexpectedly.
Oh, that's okay. It's a long show. They'll forget it by the end.
Yeah, so interesting with what we know about Ambrose now that we talked about in the beginning. So we'll see. It very well might have just been a one moment thing.
I hope so. I really do. I mean, it was fun to watch in the moment, but I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Because I'll never see it reversed.
Yeah, I don't know. If they actually do a Nia and Dean Ambrose match, I don't know.
Again, we know who's going to win.
Yeah.
Because we know the plans for Ambrose, and I can't see WWE, if they ever did a match like that, I can't let them see the woman getting beat up.
Right.
Because of just how it looks.
Yeah.
Which is, then if that's the case, they shouldn't do it at all. And that brings us to the tag match.
Yeah, it was. They had the qualifying matches throughout the show for the Elimination Chamber tag match.
How's that going to work? Is it going to be when, is it one person from two teams start, or is it two teams at once start?
It'll be two teams, I think, and then each team will be in the pots.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure if they were going to bring them out one at a time. Like one person from two teams start, and then the lights go, and when it stops, one person from that chamber steps out.
Yeah, I'm assuming that at least.
Because, I mean, they could do it either way. The eliminate.
What I would have liked better is if they just did three teams had 6 individuals,
or even,
and then you can do an individual entry
just to make it 2 from Raw, 2 from SmackDown. Just because because it's only one tag title.
Yeah, but if you do that, what are you going to do with the you need another pod?
Yeah, you'd have to add more pods. Yes, but you can't have 2 from Raw and 1 from SmackDown, because then obviously Raw's going to have the advantage, and they already have the advantage by having most of the superstars.
Yeah. Well, they could do a cross-brand qualifying match, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if they did, but it could still it's still going to end up 2-on-1. 2 for Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah. I just like that idea better, because then you get a War Games sort of vibe from it, where you could have the one baby face in the ring, and then all of the heels enter, and then they're waiting on the baby face to come back out of the pod. Okay. Just something like that.
But I just didn't know how they were going to do it, if it was going to be teams or individuals.
Yeah, I'm assuming that it'll just be both teams.
Because obviously, you'd have to almost have 2 extra pods if you're going to have individuals.
Yeah. And unless you just have to trust that both of them won't exit the pod. Yeah. So it was Nia and Tamina against Bliss and James,
which wasn't much of a match.
I don't know if they are maybe leaning towards turning Alexa babyface.
I think so.
I kind of got that vibe at the Rumble.
I got the vibe with the Moment of Bliss.
And she got good reactions when she said she was returning.
Yeah.
And in the Rumble match.
But it would make sense, though, because think about it. If Rousey is leaving after WrestleMania, they're going to need somebody to take her face spot.
Yeah. Well, I think Alexa's done everything to do as a heel.
She's done everything on both sides of the fence, really.
She's been champion 17 times.
4 on each or 5 on each. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it, but what else is there for her to do besides win the tag champions, which she's not going to now?
Yeah.
And they must have plans for her if they didn't, or they just want Tamina and Jax to move on. Maybe that's where the plans are.
Yeah, I'll be fascinated to see what they end up doing with Alexa, because the promo they did with her and Mickey in the split screen seemed like a heel promo.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But, Nia and Tamina won with a double Samoan drop by Nia.
Are you ready for a crappy match?
Corbin versus Angle.
Yes.
Before this, they did like the weirdest Kurt Angle promo. Like it was it was produced differently because it's an interview, but they don't have the interviewer on screen. So so it was just Kurt answering, but like before he answers and like as he's answering, it's like cutting to footage of what they're talking about.
Yeah. And
I think at one point, like Angle said that being Raw GM was the best job ever.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
Really? Why are you a wrestler?
Yeah, and if it wasn't for Baron Corbin, he says he would still be Raw GM.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if it wasn't for Corbin, I mean, I'm not going to say Raw ratings were great, but they were better when Angle was as GM. And I'm not saying it's because of the GM.
No.
It's what's written for them to do.
Yeah.
And I know that. But they made it seem...
In the kayfabe world.
Yes. They made it seem like everything was Corbin's fault.
Yeah.
But ratings did go down when Corbin took over.
Yes.
So maybe it was because Corbin was the character on TV.
Yeah, and what they had him do.
Yes. I'm not saying it's his fault, but it's what they had him do.
Yeah. But,
I actually thought this was going to be a good match.
Yeah, and it was not much to it. And
an ankle lock, a deep 6, and a 3 count.
Yeah, Corbin beats Angle with a deep 6.
Yeah.
Not even his finisher.
No.
And, yeah, I'm not really sure what they're doing there, but then Corbin hits an end of days after that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I think it was just a time waster.
Yeah, it's a weird spot for Angle, though.
Yeah. And we get to... Is it Finn in the back?
Yeah.
Walking.
We have Balor coming to the ring. He hugs some people.
Otis in the background, man.
Finn there.
Yeah, I get a kick out of him every time I see him.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the way he acts or his looks or what. I just get a kick out of him.
The way he communicates with people.
And he has no neck. He has to turn his whole body. He has no neck. It's awesome.
The way he communicates with people is my favorite.
Yeah, I love watching him. He's great.
Pretty lady. Yeah, so Balor comes out. I thought Balor's arm should have been in a sling and sold.
He could have sold it better.
Because Brock had that Kimura on for a while.
Not that long. It really wasn't that long.
Long enough to break a normal person's arm.
Well, yeah, but that's what, 0.2 seconds? All you gotta do is...
Yeah.
But you don't see anybody else coming out after that move with a sling?
Yeah, but he had it in for like half a minute. And like that was like the whole thing at first was that he broke Triple H and Shawn Michaels' arms with it.
Well, yeah. Well, that just shows that Balor's stronger than Triple H and Michaels in the kayfabe world.
Wow. I did not think of that.
They're pushing Balor above Triple H and Michaels.
Wow, he really is getting pushed.
I mean, well, he really is. Think about it.
Yeah, so Bobby Lashley interrupts, which means Leo Rush interrupts.
Which means I fast forward.
And they mock mock Finn. And then Balor makes a joke about Lashley's Royal Rumble time.
12 seconds.
Yeah, and then Balor gets beaten up.
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure we all saw.
Yeah, so we had the Revival versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder.
And I'm hoping Hawkins can finally get a win with a partner at some point.
So, yeah, the Revival win after Hawkins does get a brief hot tag.
I mean, Hawkins, he got some good shots in.
Yeah,
compared to most
he
of
had
his
a lot
matches
of drop kicks
where he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, and the Revival beat him with a Shatter Machine.
And I don't know. I think if they team him with Ryder, he might be able to do something. But I doubt it.
I think they might have like Ryder turn on him.
But we just had this with Ryder and Mojo.
Well, Mojo turned on Ryder though.
It's the same damn thing.
Yeah, but bear with me. if Ryder turns on him and they have a match, and that's how Hawkins gets his first win, is against Ryder.
I hope not. Me personally.
Who else is he going to beat?
Well, nobody. That's the point.
Well, he has to beat someone eventually.
He did in the first part of his career.
Undertaker had to lose his WrestleMania streak eventually.
Yeah, well, after 21 years, then Hawkins can win a match.
After 21 years.
That's how long it took for the streak.
If this lasts 21 years, Hawkins is going to be like 0-10,000.
He does have a win in the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
They just don't mention it because it's the only one before 256.
Well, they're not saying that he's never won. They're just saying that it is a losing streak.
But the way they say it makes it seem like he's never won. And he has.
We had an Elias promo. Elias, in so many words, says, I tried being a good guy, but you guys failed. And you didn't give me the reactions that I deserve, so now I'm turning back heel.
Yeah. Oh, well, who cares? Who cares?
And this led to Elias being interrupted by Jeff Jarrett, and then Road Dogg.
Road Dogg.
The D-O-double-G.
Road Dogg. Jesse James.
And they do their whole song.
Which I used to know that song.
Yeah.
I don't know how sad that is. But
Renee Young didn't.
Yeah, well, Renee's wasn't around back then, but I was. And they used to sing it all the time.
Yeah.
And they used to be able to sing. I'm not going to say professional, but it didn't sound horrible for 5 seconds.
Are you saying that this wasn't good?
Yes, I'm saying this wasn't good.
Yeah, so this ultimately ends up with Elias blindsiding Road Dogg with his guitar.
Yeah. And
then him and Jarrett fight for a bit. Jarrett gets the upper hand for a minute, but then Elias gets Jarrett's guitar and also smashes Jarrett's back with it.
Yeah. And there was still an extra guitar.
Yeah.
Where the hell did it come from?
They were just sprouting on trees.
There was 3 guitars and only 2 were used. What the hell?
Jarrett, I enjoyed Jarrett here, especially.
I did too.
Especially his selling after he got hit with the guitar. Like, you would have thought that, like, a piano was dropped on his back.
Yeah, I know, I mean, Jeff Jarrett's been involved, like, with Impact or whatever, Global Force, whatever the hell the name is now.
Yeah.
But
he was selling Global Force Gold.
I used to love watching him back in the day in WWE.
Yeah.
Back in the day when, he'd come out with his sunglasses, his hat be lighting up. And
yeah.
He had the long blonde hair and he didn't have the beer gut. He was in shape, ready to go.
Yeah, it's good for Jeff to
get exercise out of the home.
In a more prominent position than he has for the past several years. There was a backstage segment with Dana Brooke and Natalya.
Yeah.
And Dana says that she knows that Natty wanted to team with Ember Moon, but she was injured, which is where we found that out.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it.
So Dana Brooke says she's better than Ember Moon, and then she also says that she's better than Natalya herself.
Yeah.
What she is better at than both of them, I'm not so sure on.
Blowing hot air. Because it sure isn't wrestling because I've seen her wrestle.
Yeah.
And that brings us to what? Dana Brooke and Natty against Liv Morgan and Sarah Lynch.
Well, there was something in between.
Oh, was there?
There was a Mojo Rawley promo.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
And I actually like this. He's they have like the zoom shot on Rawley, and he's yelling at someone, but you can't tell who he's yelling at, and he's saying no one knows who he is, and he's underachieved so much, and he keeps yelling and saying, it's all because of you.
Yeah.
And then the camera pans out to show that he's yelling at a mirror.
Mm-hmm. Looking at himself.
Which is a cool thing. I like it. Was a rare character moment.
Now, word on the street is that after this season, Rob Gronkowski might retire.
Yes.
And word is he may come to WWE.
Yes.
Of course, not official. But I think that'd be a hell of a tag team.
Yeah,
Rock and Mojo.
I'd be fascinated in it.
I'm
not sure if... I don't feel like Gronk is going to go full-time wrestling, though.
I think he would do more maybe like a Rousey schedule, you know.
Yeah, but I'm not
just
sure.
on TV a couple times a month.
I'm not even sure that he might not just do one match and
just do a one-off.
Yeah,
maybe like at Mania.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm not sure, but
yeah. I mean, of course, it all depends on how his body is too.
Yeah,
his body's pretty banged up.
Yeah, he's been through the ringer in his football career.
Yeah, he's still young though.
He's had several back surgeries, and his knees aren't very good because the dude's so big that everyone has to tackle him at the knees.
Yeah, and he's only like 29.
Yeah,
he's young. He's young, under 30.
Mm-hmm.
So he may not have but one match in him.
Yeah,
before his body gives out.
Yeah,
but it'd still be nice to see them both together tagging up.
Yeah, it's speculated a lot that he'll retire after this game.
Yeah, after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but we'll see. I envision that he will. I don't know how long he would wait to go into wrestling, or if he'd do acting or anything else.
And see, that was something else I read. He may go into acting instead.
Yeah.
So I mean, but
he has far too much personality to not be doing something like that. So
he'll be on camera somehow.
Yeah. After that, that's when we got Brooke and Natty against the Riot Squad.
Which, if you're like me, you can only see this going one way. And because this is for the tag titles champion.
Yeah, another qualifying match.
Then we already know Dana Brooke and Natty is not a team.
The actual team is going to win.
Hello. But you can't really say that because Alexa Bliss and Mickie James have been a team too.
Yeah.
So that one could have went either way.
Yeah, but they were at least a team at some point.
Yeah. But, I mean, Dana Brooke and Natty, I don't think they've ever been on a team except maybe like a 6-woman tag or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
A multi-person match.
Something that is lost to the waves of history.
Yeah. So, of course, we know how this goes. Riot Squad, Ruby Riot interferes, and Riot Squad gets the win.
Yeah, Morgan pins Natty on a roll-up.
Due to outside interference, as always.
Well, it was actually Brooke that kind of caused it, though, because...
yeah, I mean... I'm not specifying who interfered.
Yeah, it was one of those, oops, I didn't mean to do that things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just due to outside interference.
She was at least in the match.
Well, okay, I'll give you that. Inside interference.
It was an inside job.
Yes, it's a conspiracy.
So this started off bad, and then it got good, was Ronda Rousey comes out.
Did you hear the crowd when she came out?
Mm-hmm.
Like 3 people clapping and everybody else booing.
Yeah. And she's supposed to be here for an open challenge. And she gets booed, and all anyone wants is Becky.
Mm-hmm.
But the cool thing with this, though, and it's a little touch, is that earlier in the night, Triple H said that Rollins has to decide tonight, and Becky will decide tomorrow on SmackDown.
Yes.
And so the stage was set that, okay, well, Becky's not here.
Yeah, because it's Monday.
Yeah. But we'll get to where that pays off later. But this segment was terrible. Ronda did not know how to handle this crowd booing her.
No, and I think that's what really messed with her, is just everybody booing her.
Because it was pretty clear that she had her dialogue that she was trying to get through, but all anyone wanted to hear about was Becky.
Yeah.
And so at that point, it's something like, instead of doing your scripted dialogue on Sasha and your match last night, you just go with it and start talking about Becky.
Yeah.
Because that's what everyone is chanting at you.
Yeah.
But instead, Ronda tried to play with the crowd a little bit, and she was just thrown off. It was not good. But Bayley comes out eventually. I get the feeling that they sent her out early. Because
of all the boos
that just make it end.
Yeah.
And
which honestly, I mean, it was time.
Yeah. Bayley accepts Ronda's open challenge, and
but I mean, come on, Rousey versus Bayley for the title. Yeah,
the story is that Ronda is hurt from her match the night before.
Yeah, like her right arm?
Yeah, and
Something
her
like
and her knee at some point.
Her knee or something.
Yeah. And that was what they did, and Bayley had her spots where she took out Rousey. I think she did a knee bar at some point, but
Yes.
there was one line on commentary that just made me hate this, though, is that Renee Young, and this is verbatim, she says Bayley is only doing good because Ronda is hurt.
Well, that's bogus. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that was verbatim what she said.
Well, then let's see Renee get her ass in the ring and see what she can do
Yeah.
against Bayley.
Yeah, so
See,
I thought
that's
that
what they should do.
I thought that just made Bayley sound like a chump.
That's how they do it. They make a Renee Bayley feud for the next few months.
But yeah, I didn't like that. But
No, that's a harsh little statement to say when you're sitting on the sidelines and you're not even in a ring.
Yeah, so Ronda, of course, does end up eventually putting Bayley away.
But the dragon screw up
Yeah, she
between
does.
the rope was pretty nice.
Yeah, that was something they did.
And I thought it'd be funny if Bayley won, even just for a week, just to say how I did it. Even though you were hurt, I beat you.
Yeah, so Ronda wins with a takedown off the top rope into an armbar, which
More
was
like
cool.
a flop onto the mat into an armbar.
It was a takedown.
It was a takedown, but it looked like a flop. Just to me, it looked like it. I mean, you could tell it was intentional.
Yeah,
But it just the way they rolled into it, it just looked bad. Maybe it's just the way I saw it.
yeah, I don't know. I only watched it once, but I thought it looked good.
Well, I only watched it once. But
So
Bayley did do the bank statement.
yeah, that was a good
Nice
thing
little
to do.
tribute.
Yeah. But then the man came around.
Yes.
And Becky Lynch is here, and she comes to the ring, and Bayley disappears to the back, and Becky,
Out of nowhere, she's gone.
yeah, she wastes no time in saying that she chooses Ronda for the Mania main event, and she says the line is, "I can't wait to kick your ass in front of the whole world."
Yeah.
And this is where this got awesome. Because Ronda here was excellent.
Yeah.
As opposed to what she was earlier.
Before the Bayley match.
Yeah, and Ronda has a fiery response. And one of the lines she says, "I have the ability to kill you with my bare hands without breaking a sweat.
Yeah.
And the only thing stopping me is that I choose not to."
Yeah.
Which is probably true.
I'm not denying it. I mean, she probably could without breaking a sweat. But, I mean, it was so, a total 180 from it was before.
Yeah.
Total opposite.
And they really set Ronda up as a heel here. And Ronda points to, she looks down on Becky because she points out that they're both the same age. And that...
she's done more.
Yeah, and when Becky was training to be a wrestler, Ronda was main eventing in the UFC that didn't even want women at all.
Yeah.
And when Becky was in the pre-show of WrestleMania last year, Ronda was already stealing the show. And
It was a nice little segment.
Yeah. What was Ronda's closing line? I thought I had it written down, but now I don't.
No.
Yeah. I remember liking it, but now I can't remember what it was.
You liked it so much you can't remember.
I swear I wrote it down, but I guess I didn't. Nonetheless, good stuff with Ronda and Becky, and they just really, this whole segment at the end got me excited for their match.
It's going to be a hell of a match. I'm glad we're going.
Yeah.
That's one of the matches I really want to see live.
And this is where I will say this, is that if Charlotte ends up in this match, I will be disappointed.
They're already talking about it.
Yeah.
I already read it today that they're already... In fact, there was a survey on Cage Side that they're asking you to... Should Charlotte be entered into this match at some point and make it a triple threat? 86% of the people have said no.
Yep.
And why should they? Otherwise, guess what? It's the same shit we always see.
Yeah.
Becky and Charlotte in a title match. Becky and Charlotte in a title match.
That was like the whole point in the Rumble, is that Becky overcame Charlotte, and she beat her.
Therefore, Charlotte does not need to be in the match because she lost.
Yes.
Charlotte goes to the bottom of the ladder like where Carmella's at for a title match.
Even though she'll still, if she's not in this match, she'll end up facing Asuka.
Well, yeah, and that's a given. And that's fine because that's one of those matches that I'll go get a souvenir.
But nonetheless, but before my thought on it was like, if Charlotte gets added, whatever, it'll still be fun. But now with what I've seen and the build up that they've already started with Ronda and Becky, it would just be deflating.
The only reason they would put Charlotte in that match is if they wanted to get the title from Rousey without her actually getting pinned.
Right.
Because she wouldn't have to be involved in it.
And I think that defeats the purpose.
But at the same time, Rousey's on Raw. Charlotte's on SmackDown. There's no reason for her to be involved in that match.
No. There's none at all.
She didn't win the Royal Rumble. She don't get to choose what champion.
Yeah.
So therefore, her only objective is Asuka.
Yeah.
And if it's not, then WWE needs to rethink what the hell they're doing and realize that people on the outside are smarter than them and realize that they're screwing up.
Yeah. This has a big fight feel as a singles match, so hopefully they stick to that.
Yeah.
We had Braun Strowman versus Drew McIntyre.
Which I love when two heavyweights go at it.
Which seems like it was just
a throw together.
Yeah, thrown together was exactly what I was going to say.
And it was, but still fun.
It didn't go long before Baron Corbin interferes because Baron Corbin, his gimmick is that he ruins everything.
Well, that and Strowman eliminated him at the Rumble.
Yeah. And I forgot about that until you mentioned it when you were running down your notes.
Oh. Because
I was just thinking, Corbin's back out because Braun cost him his job still.
Oh.
I didn't even remember that. But, yeah. Corbin comes in with a chair, and he fights with Braun for a bit, and eventually Drew and Corbin work together, and they... What did they do? They chokeslam Braun onto the steps.
On the steps, and then everybody came out.
Yeah.
Here comes... everybody from the back trying to pull them off.
Probably Finlay.
Yeah. and Noble.
Yeah. So,
but could you imagine McIntyre and Corbin teaming up?
Well, they did before.
As a true team.
Right.
More than just a couple matches, as an actual team. They'd be kind of destructive.
Remember, that was the, it's funny, too, because these three were the team. Braun, Drew, and McIntyre.
Yeah.
And Dolph.
Well, yeah.
Too. But that was the team that was set to take down the Shield.
Yeah. But I still think Corbin and McIntyre, as a true tag team, not some spoof or crap, but a real tag team, I think they could actually do some good.
Yeah.
They've got the athleticism. They definitely got the muscle. And skill.
Yeah, and they won't do it now because Braun is babyface, and that's where they're rolling with him.
Well, not with Braun, no, but just Corbin and McIntyre.
Oh, Corbin and McIntyre.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that could work.
Yeah, Corbin and McIntyre.
Yeah. Rollins is scheduled to announce who he's going to face, but Brock Lesnar interrupts and just comes down to the ring on his own.
Yeah.
And
but he's not hopping around like he usually is. As Paul Heyman's talking, he's usually jumping around.
Mm-hmm.
He's just standing there. He looked hurt, and maybe he was sore because of it was a legit diverticulitis back in the day.
Yeah,
maybe it did reactivate just some soreness, or it was a good show.
Yeah,
but I've never seen him not hop around. I mean, somebody stole his Energizer Bunny.
Yeah. So Rollins comes out after Lesnar does, and he interrupts Heyman's promo. And he doesn't say a word. He just punches Brock Lesnar in the face.
Yeah.
Which, that's a bold strategy, Cotton.
But then kicks him in the gut. That kind of worked for him for a minute, a quick minute.
Yes, until Brock does get control.
Which was like 10 seconds later.
After Rollins went for the stomp, Brock gets him in an F5, and he F5s him, and then he F5s him again, and then again, and again. And then Rollins just looks at him and is like, is that all you got?
Yeah.
And then he F5s him again.
Yeah.
And that's how Raw went off air. I'm fairly certain that Raw next week will start, and
With
Brock
Rollins.
will still be F5ing Rollins.
Yeah, they're still going right now.
Like this, Rollins never officially declared that Lesnar would be the match, but I guess that this is unofficially saying that it's the match.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Why did Rollins have to figure out who he was going against in one day?
I don't know.
They've never had a stipulation where you have to know the next day who.
I think they do. They have done it sometimes,
but not
just
consistent.
No, not consistently at all.
Because you think that gives you months to figure out who you're going to go against. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to declare it right then. You've got 4 months.
Especially when you don't even know who both the champions will be by the time WrestleMania comes around.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Bryan has a title defense.
We'll get to that with his title belt.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's about it. It would be kind of funny if Rollins just comes out next week and says, "Yeah, no thanks. I'm gonna face Bryan."
That'd be funny. That would so be funny.
Nothing to do with last week. Just that's what I've decided. Yeah.
Obviously, it's not going to go that way, but it would be funny.
Yeah. So we'll get into SmackDown.
Yeah.
So as has become tradition on SmackDown, Becky Lynch opened the show,
which is okay. Did you see all the stuff in the audience? Oh my god!
Yeah, those are like the ones that they hand out in the arena, like
like the Cesaro section,
the hugger section.
Yeah, but there was more than the huggers and Cesaros put together.
Yeah, it wasn't a section;
it was the whole damn arena.
Yeah. So Becky opened, cut her promo. Charlotte interrupts.
Like man,
also a tradition.
Yeah.
This was somewhat fascinating though. Charlotte takes credit pretty much for all of Becky's success. That it's all because of her.
Anything to make herself look good, it runs in the family.
Yeah, I do like the heel character they're going with Charlotte at least.
Yeah, but okay, can she find any other woman to talk to besides Becky?
No, that's the only one she knows.
Well, go against Asuka. Go talk to her. Go try and have a conversation with her.
Nah, she's gonna stick her nose right in that match.
Oh, if she does, I swear to God, I'll take an air horn with me to WrestleMania and blow it throughout the whole match. At least until they take it from me.
Want a refund.
Yeah, I'll demand a refund.
Even though we bought the tickets before any matches were announced.
But I've got the insurance, so I got the ticket insurance. We're safe.
Okay. Yeah, so after all that speaking that Charlotte did, and Becky went to talk, but instead just punched Charlotte in the face.
Yeah.
In the chin, right on the chin. And Becky just thought that she would do that and just leave, but Charlotte decided to go back after her, and they had a pull apart brawl.
Yeah, which would be okay.
Which I'm sure Finlay was involved in.
Yeah, probably. But, I mean, it'd be okay if it wasn't something we see from them two all the time.
Yeah.
You can only do the same thing over and over before it gets to the point nobody cares.
Mm-hmm. So it was said that because R-Truth was not able to compete in the Royal Rumble.
Because R-Truth got screwed.
Yeah. They gave him a United States title match against Nakamura.
Which, I mean, for a consolation prize, okay. But I still think that it's not right because he doesn't have the chance to go for the title of his choosing. Yeah,
but he wouldn't have won anyway.
But you don't know that. He never made it to the ring.
I know that. So he got a title match out of it.
Now, did you get any fan reactions after the pay-per-view, like before Tuesday, on if anybody was upset about Truth getting screwed?
I never really saw anyone.
Okay. Well, I didn't know, so I don't know. That's why I was asking. You kind of keep up with some of that a little bit?
Yeah, I think because no one expected him to win anyway.
So nobody cared.
Yeah.
That's so sad. I care about Truth.
Yeah, but the overwhelming reaction after this was that people liked that Truth won here.
Yeah.
And Truth, the finish was that Truth rolls up Nakamura, and the referee counts 3 as Nakamura's kicking out.
Yes, but his legs were kicking out. His shoulders were still on the mat.
Yeah, I don't know.
I actually slowed it down.
It was close.
When they did their replay, I hit slow-mo. And his shoulders were still on the mat when 3 hit.
Yeah, but then the other thing was that the referee was on the opposite side of his shoulder, how the hell would he even see it?
So how many times were they actually properly aligned?
Yeah.
But, I mean, this was a nice way to get the title off of Shinsuke, which, like you said, was more of just a transition.
Yes.
From Rusev to somebody else.
Yes.
I would have rather seen Rusev lose it to Truth.
Yeah.
To me, it'd be better because...
Especially since they just turned Rusev heel here anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
after this, Nakamura complains a lot.
Yeah.
And then Rusev comes out and challenges R-Truth to a match for the title. And he sort of goads him into it. He pushes him and pushes him around and like, you won't give me a title match.
Yeah.
You won't do it. And then Truth did it.
Yes.
And this match mostly took place over the commercial.
Yeah, and luckily they showed it. Because otherwise you wouldn't see any of it.
Well, I skipped that part anyway.
Well, I did too, but it was still in the corner.
Because when they're in a commercial, they're doing commercial stuff.
A lot of holds. Like,
yeah.
Not sleeper, but just,
arm
bars. Not chokes, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, headlock.
Headlock, yes.
Yeah, so I always skip that part. But, yeah. Truth rolls up Rusev and beats him too.
Yeah, and
in like the course of like 5 minutes of TV time, he beat both of them.
It was a very quick match, but
it wasn't quite Jericho beating Rock and Austin at the same night.
No, but it is for Truth because now I don't even know if he'd be able to beat Kurt Hawkins. That'd be a good match. But I like how they let him keep the title after he got screwed on Sunday.
Yeah,
and he did get screwed, which we talked about. So I like how they did that.
Curtis Axel tweeted that I didn't get a title shot after that happened to me.
Yeah, he's still in
that Royal Rumble match.
But 2 years ago now?
I think it was longer than that.
Or was it 3 years?
It might have even been like 4 or 5. I don't remember. But, yeah. So, R-Truth is the United States champion.
I'm okay with that.
We'll see.
Because you know what that means? We're going to get a U.S. dance break.
We'll see who they have him go against.
I hope they don't have him lose it right away.
I could see him dropping it to Andrade.
At Mania.
Maybe.
That'd be a nice match. I wouldn't mind seeing Andrade in a good match like that.
Yeah.
But he needs to prove himself title worthy still to me. Just because he can have a couple good matches with Mysterio doesn't mean he's title worthy yet.
Yeah. I mean, I think he could have good matches with just about anyone.
Yeah, he could, but prove it first.
Rey Mysterio is supposed to be out for a match against Joe, I think is what was supposed to happen. And
I even had it written down, Mysterio versus, and then...
had to cross it out. Yeah, so Zelina Vega interrupts. And, yeah.
She's small, too. I wonder how big she is compared to Casey.
She is taller.
Is she?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the whole promo that Zelina had was basically to distract Rey for Andrade to attack him from behind.
Yeah.
And Rey gets the upper hand briefly, but Andrade lays him out with a hammerlock DDT.
Yes.
And that was that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, no match, no nothing. Just a beatdown.
Yeah, so then backstage we had Anderson and Gallows. They basically called out Rusev for attacking Truth after the match.
Yes.
Which I forgot to even mention, I think. Yeah. So Rusev attacked Truth after the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Nakamura.
Yes, and Nakamura helped him. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Totally. But
I think I forgot to write down the match.
yeah, so
I did.
Anderson and Gallows then challenge Nakamura and Rusev to a tag team match, and then Nakamura appears in the shot.
Stage right.
Yes, enter stage rights.
Yeah, right off camera shot.
And Nakamura says, "We accept on behalf of Rusev."
Challenge accepted.
Yes.
I think that's what he said.
No, I think he just said, "We accept."
Oh, I thought it said challenge accepted. Can't really tell.
No, that'd be gimmick infringement on Barney Stinson. I don't know if you watch that show.
No.
That's How I Met Your Mother.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know when they're doing that match. I guess like next week or something.
Okay, so I thought, wow, for some reason I thought they did it, and I just forgot to write it down.
Yeah, they never
right.
they never actually did the match.
I think it is next week that they're going to do it. I think they did say it.
Rusev agrees to team with Nakamura one time, he says, "Do not screw me over."
Yeah.
The old "do not screw me."
So you know what's going to happen.
Which means someone's getting screwed up.
Nakamura's going to get screwed over, or Rusev's going to screw Nakamura.
Yeah. One of the two.
But now, the good guys, the good brothers.
Yeah. They have not been on TV in forever.
But when Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder teamed together like 10 years ago, weren't they the good brothers? Or the good guys?
No, they were the Major Brothers.
Major Brothers, okay. I knew it was something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every team Zack Ryder has been in is bro or brother.
Okay.
Except they were also the Edgeheads.
Yes. Yes, I did see that.
And next after that, we have a Shane and Miz celebration.
Oh, yes, I have something to note about that.
And Shane has presents for Miz, he says. One of them is a video package that was prepared.
Just everything that kind of
everything that happened in the last month, pretty much. And then Shane brings out Miz's dad.
And the chants for Miz's dad, Mr. Miz.
Yeah, Mr. Miz.
that just got me laughing.
And Miz's dad tells him he loves him and is proud of him.
Yes.
How touching.
But while they were in the ring talking, before Mr. Miz came out, Cole said McMahon and Miz winning.
Cole.
Or not Cole. I actually wrote Cole, too.
So I'm guessing you made Phillips because they're a carbon copy of each other.
Yes. Mentioned that McMahon and Miz winning was one of the biggest upsets in recent history.
Okay.
Did he not just witness R-Truth 5 minutes ago? Winning and then defending in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
To me, that's one of the greatest upsets in his recent history.
Okay. Fair point.
I mean, okay, what's bigger? I mean, two established wrestlers, one being part owner of the company, winning a match and titles, or somebody who hasn't really done anything with their career in almost 10 years, winning a title and defending it right after that.
Yeah. It's funny if you look at like the career arc of Shane, like since he's come back. Like, I think that leading into the Crown Jewel show, I think that his win against Dolph Ziggler would have been the first win that he had since he came back, and then this would have been the second.
Yeah.
Was the championship win.
Well, I mean, technically they did get the tag win.
That's right.
When they teamed up and the Miz made him do the coast to coast.
Yeah. But was Shane in that match?
Technically, it was a tag match.
No, I think it was a one-on-one match.
No, they did a tag match where they won, but it was like the Miz was the only one in the ring until the very end.
Yeah.
And then all he did was coast to coast.
But who was it against?
I don't remember. Nobody major.
Because I was thinking of the singles match against Sheamus where they did the coast to coast into the cake.
Oh, no, this wasn't, not the cake. This was just a regular coast to coast. No cake, no garbage can, just...
I don't know why.
I remember it. I don't remember when, though.
Alright, either way. Yeah, so... Miz's dad says all that to him, and then Shane announces a 4-way elimination tag match to determine who will face them for the titles next.
Yes.
And so that's what we got, and it was... Before this, though, there was an interview backstage with Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And this starts off with them announcing themselves for the Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah.
Whereas everyone else has been qualifying. But
Well, there's not that many women's tag teams on SmackDown
Yeah.
to really qualify against.
So they heard my complaints, though, that my beef with the Mandy and Sonya feud was that Mandy wanted to destroy Naomi's life and her relationship with her husband, but we never knew why.
Yeah.
And so they answered that here
Yes.
by showing a clip from Tough Enough in 2015,
Yeah.
where Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, I guess, are both in it.
I'm not sure if Sonya Deville was in it. Because I watched that season of Tough Enough, and I don't think Sonya Deville was in it.
But she acted like she was there.
She acted like it. I don't think she was there because I watched that whole season.
I mean, I have no idea.
And I remember what they showed when she was laughing and smiling, and Naomi told Tamina to splash her.
Yeah.
I remember her saying that. I watched it. I thought it was just, well, that's what you get for smiling. You're not supposed to smile in the ring when you're getting body slammed.
Yes. And I think, like, the line was that Naomi was calling, like, all the girls, they're soft or whatever.
Weak. And
weak. And...
But, you know, it's part of a boot camp. I mean,
so... But then they used that and said, and that's not even close to what Naomi said to her when the cameras were off.
Yeah. Well, cameras are off, so who's really to say?
And so not only do they do that, they go a step further and Mandy says that she developed a complex over this. Like she had like PTSD over this or something.
Yeah.
And she said it was so bad that her boyfriend dumped her over it.
Well, my shoulder's free.
The Corey Graves first, but
Corey Graves can no. At least I'm eligible to be in the ring. I may not have the practice, but he can't do it.
Yeah. So they gave us a stupid reason, but they gave us a reason.
A reason? I mean, it was stupid, but hey, at least it's better than nothing.
I thought they just, I don't know, maybe it's just like a heel thing, I guess, but I thought she went kind of over the top with that whole complex.
Yeah.
And the distraught that she claimed to have felt.
Yeah, it was...
That was a bit much. But I guess that means we're going to get another Naomi versus Mandy Rose match at some point, because the first one was so good.
Maybe, yeah, I'm not going to say a pay-per-view, but like maybe on a TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so then after that we had the 4-way elimination match, which was really good.
It was, but except for the fact that 3 out of the 4 teams was already a given to be in it.
Yeah.
Usos, New Day, and the Bar. Well, why does the Bar need to be in it? You have to earn a shot at a rematch, not just get thrown into a number one contenders match. They didn't earn anything. None of these teams have, really. I mean,
I guess. But who else is there? I mean, there is Sanity.
Well, come on now. Well, why not? They haven't been on TV. Why not?
No, they should have been in this match.
Yeah, I would have put Sanity, Heavy Machinery, which, no, I'm not saying that because they earned it. It's just because they're new. Why not give the new people a chance? That's what SmackDown's all about, opportunity. It's not opportunity for only those who've been there.
Yeah.
You know, I would have liked to see some newer people, younger teams, even if it's people we know, but just younger that haven't gone the circle with the Bar, New Day, and Usos for the past 3 years, trying to figure out who's going to hold the title.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous.
But that aside, good match.
I mean, it was a good match, yeah.
And
can you tag yourself in? If you tag, like, have your whole team in at one time?
No. I think that's the one thing you can't do.
Because it does not say, they never say that.
I've thought about that too, like if both people on the same team just
like if you're in the ring and I'm in the ring and your teammate tags me and you're both in the ring. I mean, but Phillips did say that you can tag any competitor.
Yes.
But competitor means anybody in the ring. They're all competitors. It doesn't say opposing teams.
Yeah, but then what are they going to do? Just stand there?
No, they're going to do a Hogan-Nash finger poke right to the chest.
Well, you can't pin your own team.
Why not? You win.
But you also lose.
So I guess you still win.
What a concept. Anyway, this started off with Otis Dozovic in the ring with Kofi Kingston.
I love Otis.
And Kofi tries to do a baseball slide between Otis's legs.
Yeah.
And so Otis's response to this was just to sit on him.
And he didn't just sit, he's like plopped down.
Yeah. He was like ready to grab like some popcorn and watch some TV.
Yeah, he was ready to kick back and relax.
Yeah. And Kofi was like, oh, God.
I thought it was great.
Yeah. I loved Kofi's performance in this match.
Yes. Yes.
And, yeah. After that, Big E tags himself in, and Big E and Otis do some big man stuff.
Which was kind of fun to watch. You don't see it very often.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of big men like that.
And it cuts to Shane and Miz in the back, and they're watching the TV like normal people instead of wrestlers.
Yeah.
They're actually sitting on a couch.
Yeah.
And not standing horizontally to the television.
But like Corey, I think it was, who pointed out, where was Miz's dad?
Yeah.
He
said he got the first flight out of here.
Yeah, he's so proud of him. He loves him, but where's he at?
Yeah. Corey was insufferable during this match because he would not stop talking about Mandy Rose.
Oh my God. To the point where even Byron, it sounded like he was legitimately getting pissed off.
Yeah, I know.
And it was funny because
it was just like, why don't we just talk about the match?
Yeah, and we don't have to hear about Mandy 24/7. Don't get me wrong. Yes, she looks good. Obviously. Come on.
It was funny to an extent, but it got overdone.
They just took it too far.
The only part that I kind of laughed at was like when Corey he said he can report that Mandy had an herbal tea and is feeling slightly better now.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's some hard-hitting journalism there.
Yeah, man. I hope you didn't investigate too much.
Capital J journalism.
Capital WWE journalism.
Yeah, so Heavy Machinery, they pin Kofi with like the double slam thing they do. Like Otis holds him in a body slam, and then Tucker jumps on Otis's back.
I don't know what
they both crashed out on it.
I don't know what they call it. I never caught a name.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's where they just fall on him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kofi's,
I'm gonna hold him. You jump on me, and we're just gonna fall.
Kofi's selling after he got eliminated was pretty good.
Kofi is the shit.
Yeah.
Pound for pound, Kofi is one of the best all-around workers in WWE right now.
Yeah. I love Kofi.
I mean, he's done it all, too. Pretty much. But
he's someone who hasn't won a major title yet, though.
No, but he's more of a tag wrestler.
Yeah.
And which is fine.
And he has been.
And yeah, he I'm not going to say always, but
even before New Day, he had...
Even before New Day.
CM Punk, Evan Bourne.
Yeah, I mean, so he flourishes as a tag team.
Yeah.
He's just not a singles competitor. And because of that, he's one of the greatest, in my mind, tag team wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
And he's just awesome. He can sell like crazy.
Yeah.
But he has no pecs, man.
So athletic.
Yeah, he is. But he has no pecs. I've never seen a wrestler with no pecs.
Yeah.
I mean, did you forget pec day at the gym?
Yeah, so they do eliminate Heavy Machinery next, but
unfortunately.
But the way they did it was good because they basically had the Bar and the Usos both just hitting moves over and over again on them until Sheamus finally pinned Tucker, I think, with a Brogue Kick.
Yeah, but at the same time, again, guess what? We're down to the same teams we see every time.
Yeah, that's a fair complaint too. And the Usos beat the Bar with a super kick and a splash. And so it'll be Usos versus Shane and Miz.
Which is fine. I mean, I'd rather have the Usos. If I had to choose between the three established teams in the match, I would have the Usos.
It's a different match, at least.
But I'm tired of seeing the same people. Not just in tag, but in singles.
Yeah.
You've got a roster so deep that a submarine couldn't find the bottom.
Yeah.
And yet you do nothing but use what's up at the top.
No, you have a fair point.
And I
won't disagree.
It's just getting old.
Yeah.
Because I don't even have to watch it. And to the point now I'm just not watching it. I'm just fast forwarding because I've seen this so many times I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, Usos, New Day, Bar, you've seen all the combinations of things that they can do with each other.
I mean, we've even seen
And they're all good.
stupid rap battles between them.
Well, that was one of the best parts of their feud.
I don't know what's sad that you said that or you believe that.
How can you not?
It was a good one, but not one of the best.
I thought it was awesome.
It's just, give me some fresh talent. You've got it. Let's see it.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with you.
I mean, do some makeshift tag teams. And I don't mean, like a Bobby Roode and Gable against the...
Yeah, I was going to say, they did that.
No, but I mean, like, all four of them mixed match. Like, just 4 singles competitors thrown together. Let's see what happens. You don't even need much tag experience. That makes it even better. Just do something different.
Yeah.
I mean, really, how many times can you regurgitate the same crap and expect people to pay out tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars to see it? Just the way I feel.
All right.
Rant over. I see you looking at me.
Yeah. I don't know. Not much else to really say.
No, there's not.
Daniel Bryan is out for what is the main event of this show. And Bryan introduces Rowan. Just Rowan.
Oh, did he introduce him as Rowan?
Yes.
Because I know
and the graphic said Rowan.
Yeah, but did you notice the O in Rowan?
Yeah.
Was the recycle logo?
Sign, yes.
Which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But where is Harper? I thought he was
Harper
cleared.
is still injured.
Oh, I thought he was.
I
thought they were both cleared.
No, I don't think Harper is. Because I feel like Harper is made for this role. And it's one of the things I said when I did the...
Harper's made for this role?
Yeah.
Or Rowan?
No, I think it would be better if Harper was in this role.
Why?
Because Harper is the more over of the two. He's the more accomplished of the two.
Okay.
I would say, just as far as in-ring acumen. But either way, like, I hope Harper comes back and just joins this, and it's both of them, really.
Yeah.
And I see it as, like, a straight-edge society sort of thing, but it's like a vegan society.
Vegan society. I can see that, though, because they're going to have to regurgitate something to make it work.
Yeah. Sure.
But did you notice, and I know this is totally off the cuff, but we're done, so that's what we do. The Royal Rumble. Did you notice who wasn't in it?
The Who was not in it.
Like Bray Wyatt, who's been cleared to wrestle for months. And
who knows when Bray Wyatt will be back.
Why wasn't Rowan in it?
Well, he had to interfere in Bryan's match.
That doesn't mean he couldn't have been in the Rumble match.
Yeah, but what purpose would it serve?
So he can win and go against the Raw champion if he would have won. But another big man that left out, Harper, which I could have swore I read he was cleared.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe not, but I could have swore I did. Maybe he got re-injured or something. But I mean, there were so many people they left out that could have been in it. I'm not going to say should have.
Well, there's only 30 spots.
Yeah, but some of those spots, come on. Did we really need like a Lashley in there for 12 seconds? He could have done an IC title match. That would have been more entertaining than him going in, running across the ring, and jumping out.
The Royal Rumble did not need more matches.
True. That's true.
That would not have been the solution.
That's true. Okay, I'll give you that one. And it's not that they had a bunch of matches. It just went well long.
Yeah, it was 9 altogether.
But you figure the 2 Royal Rumble matches are minimum an hour apiece. Minimum.
They were both around that.
Well, I mean, just you have to get through the 30 superstars every 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's an hour right there.
Every 90 seconds.
Oh, they lowered it? It used to be 2 minutes, long ago.
Yeah, it's 90 seconds.
Oh.
Quote unquotes.
Supposedly.
Yeah, really, it's just whenever they're ready.
Yeah, because wasn't it last year somebody went through and actually timed how long it was?
Yeah, it's been that way for a while.
Has it?
It's just whenever their spot is ready. But anyway, Bryan introduces Rowan, and Bryan cuts his promo, and he says that he himself is a hypocrite for carrying the WWE title. And Bryan talks about how a cow died to make this leather title belt.
Yes.
And he goes into like a story, and he says, for the purpose of it, we're going to call her Daisy.
Yeah.
The cow.
Yeah.
And Daisy was able to feel joy, and she was able to feel all these things of life, but then she ultimately was able to feel enormous pain when she was slaughtered in order to make this title belt.
Yeah, but even the audience was chanting Daisy.
Yeah, the audience was, the crowd was just, I think they were just sort of making fun of the promo.
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
At least that's how I took it.
Yeah. And so, Brian, after doing all that, he gets a trash can and throws the title belt in the trash.
Which is a first that WWE has recycled and regurgitated something from WCW.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking Medusa.
Yeah.
Going over there and dropping the women's title into the garbage can on TV.
Yeah.
Same thing. Just different.
Well, I think there was a WWE one of this before.
If there was, I don't remember
But
it.
I can't remember. And I think they did it in TNA too, but I don't freaking remember.
Exactly. So it must not have been that memorable.
Yeah.
Not like Medusa, who was the first to do that ever.
Yeah.
And then Daniel Bryan, who's just recent.
Yeah. But I'm sure Medusa did not do what Daniel Bryan did next.
No, she did not.
And first, when he threw the title in the trash, the crowd chanted "Goodbye, Daisy."
Yeah. Which was awesome.
There were all sorts of chants for Daisy. Thank you, Daisy.
Yes. I mean, the crowd was into it on Tuesday.
Yeah, so Rowan is like carrying something in a bag over his shoulder, and he unveils it to show the new WWE Championship, which is wooden.
Hemp.
It is, what was the word? Made from naturally fallen oak. Is what?
Well, from what I actually read, it's hemp.
No, he said that too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I skipped some of
And
his
he said
promo.
like organic hemp.
Oh, okay.
And,
I just read it back because I accidentally saw it online, so I figured, well, I saw it, I might as well read it.
Yeah. And, yeah. Made from naturally fallen oak. So what he's saying is that the tree was dead anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, it wasn't a horrible looking belt for what it was.
Well, I like it when they do things that make the title unique to the person.
Like John Cena with the spinner.
Yeah.
At the time, that was his gimmick.
Edge did the rated R belt.
Yes. I do like that. I just wish there were...
They left the spinner belt there for like 6-7 years after that when it wasn't needed, but nonetheless.
But I think they should have put a little bit of bling on Daniel Bryan's belt.
Well, that's part of...
you can be environmental and still have a diamond.
Well, that's part of his gimmick, too, is that it's, like, self-indulgent to sort of do that.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, in that point, I get it.
Yeah, so I think that's what he wanted to get across here.
Looking at that compared to the old belt that he threw away, he can keep the one he's got because I ain't going to fight for that. I could go buy one for probably $30 at Costco.
Yeah.
Or Whole Foods.
So this leads to AJ Styles coming out. And he asked Daniel right away if he smoked the prototype of that championship.
Yeah. And I was sitting there just laughing my ass off.
Yeah. And so this started the everybody comes out and cuts a promo train, except most of it took place over a commercial.
Yeah.
Because Orton's music hits, and then it goes to a commercial, and then we come back and Jeff Hardy is in the ring and Orton is in the ring.
And here comes Joe.
And then no, it's Ali is coming out
yeah,
after
that's right.
the commercial.
Ali first.
And he starts cutting his promo, and then Joe cuts him off.
And Joe actually had the best promo.
Joe roasted everyone.
Yeah.
Savage, as the kids say.
Yes, but it was actually legit.
Yeah.
It's not like he embellished something or exaggerated. It was actually legit.
Yeah, like he goes one by one of everyone in the ring, and he I think he told Hardy, like, treat this like an AA meeting and let me talk or whatever.
Keep your mouth shut.
Listen to what I have to say.
Yeah. Which, if you watch that, if you look in the background, you can see
Orton was laughing.
Just double over laughing.
Orton was...
He was just laughing his ass off.
Orton is at the point where he just does whatever the fuck he wants.
But he's been there long enough. I think they've just given him that right.
Yeah.
Because he's earned it. And he has.
Let's see. A brawl ends up breaking out after Joe says something about Wendy to AJ Styles.
Yes, of course. But the one thing that he did mention that is true, he has not beat Orton yet.
Who hasn't? Joe hasn't? Oh, right. Something defanging the Viper.
Yeah, when he defangs the Viper, it won't be out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Which, okay, that's cool, but when are we going to see it?
Well, you'll see part of it in the Elimination Chamber.
Well, hopefully, unless one of them gets eliminated before the other one enters.
Yeah.
Which I doubt, because they usually don't do that. They usually wait till most of them are in before one gets eliminated.
Most of the time. So throughout this whole brawl, Daniel Bryan is cutting a promo while they're all fighting.
Yeah.
Except he's on the announce table.
Yeah.
He left the ring and was done with that.
Yeah.
And he says that none of them are going to get an opportunity at my title. And that's when Triple H appears on the Tron.
Yeah.
And announces that not one of them will, but all of them will.
Yeah, you're right. You won't face one of these opponents. You're going to face all of these opponents.
Yes. And an Elimination Chamber match at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view.
I like the way they did that because now for the next 2 weeks, we don't have to have Elimination Chamber qualifying match.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm tired of seeing that. It's just we have it at every pay-per-view of some kind of qualifying match.
Yeah. I normally like the qualifying matches just because it gives stakes to a normal TV match.
And normally I do. But when it comes to where you need 5 people in one match, I mean, that's a lot of matches for one match.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't like it.
Well,
all the time.
What I'll say here is that I think this has potential to be one of the best chamber matches we've had. If you just look at the talent there.
Yeah.
Bryan, Hardy, Joe.
How the hell did Ali get thrown in the mix?
Well, he pinned Bryan that one time.
Well, that's true, he did. So, in technical terms, in my eyes, he does deserve a title shot. He beat the champion.
That is something I forgot, too, is that when Ali is cutting his promo, Orton he says that he got eliminated by a girl last night.
Yeah.
That's like middle school right there. Well, you got beat by a girl.
Well, that's so WWE, though.
That's true. Middle school humor is what they go for.
Yeah. What a new era we're in.
Yeah, so.
It's the same as the last era, except we get black screens from all the wardrobe malfunctions.
Yeah. Yeah, so SmackDown pretty much just ended with everyone still brawling.
Yeah. Up
the ramp in the ring.
And in the background from the hard cam, you can see Rowan and Daniel just scooting along and leaving.
But then Rowan starts to attack someone as it fades away.
Yeah.
So,
what was the point?
So who knows what happens?
I guess we'll find out Tuesday.
Yeah. Just like Brock will still be F5ing Rollins. Everyone there will still be fighting.
Yeah. We'll see the conclusion of that next week. To be continued. Well, the timing on Raw, they can't go over anymore.
Yeah.
So they had to cut it off there, so they'll pick up where they left off. That would be funny as hell, though. Camera comes on, we still see Brock and Rollins in the ring.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Well, to be continued for this show as well, because we are done.
Yes. Wow. What we
2.5 some hours.
A little over 2.5 hours on 7 hours worth of wrestling.
Yeah. Well, 12 hours.
Oh, yeah.
We covered 12 hours.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So,
not horrible.
Thank you all for your ears.
If you're still listening.
Yeah, you probably didn't make it this far, but that's okay.
It's okay. We barely did too.
Yeah, so leave us a review on iTunes or something, or
which
don't.
You did not say at the beginning again.
I know, I forgot again. It's my fault, really.
You should put that at the end of the intro music. That way, you just have to click it and put it there.
Well, I could have my guy. I can't even remember his name now. But the Dutch guy that does the intro. I could have him throw that in there.
Well, yeah, but with his accent, they may not understand him.
Leave us a review on iTunes.
Yeah, we don't want to sound like some B-rate Kmart thing.
Man, his voice is beautiful.
No, he's got a cool voice, but not to the masses. Not for the masses.
But if any Dutch people listen, then they'll be more inclined to review.
Well, when you can tell me we have somebody around the Dutch area that watches or listens, then I'll go, okay, go for it. But right now, I don't think we have anybody from that far away listening.
Yeah, never know. But all right, we've had enough fun for one day.
Yeah, enough bickering and bantering and fun and all that good crap.
All right, well, thank you for your listening pleasure, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
Till then, we will wrestle you later.